Everything in readiness. The sun shining down here at Coorparoo. The ball is aloft. And the siren sounds. And we're underway. Mt Gravatt will kick to the left of screen. Morningside to the right. Head and Goff, they do battle. Loose footy, Hamill off a wing. Couldn't get a clean possession, but it's the Panthers tumbling their way forward. The kick from Lillico. Tumbling ball. Holman tried to burst through a pack. Umpire says that's a free kick. And he has been paid holding the ball.
Great tackle there by Tommy Tarrant. He's a former Morningside player, as we know, and he will be an absolute rock in defence today.
This is Tarrant. He'll swing it out wider, and Gavin Gross in the back pocket.
So Gross, the long ball, he's got Head who's broken free. He marks on the wing, and now Mt Gravatt can load. Now they'll look for a lead. Morrison doubles back. White offers a lead, and he'll go in that direction now. Heads to him. The kick had too much on it. Goff got back, but a handball was cut off by Lake, and he wobbles one inside 50. Morrison overran the football, and there's a chance now. Getting back this time was Gibson. He got a handball, and away goes Kinch, and Kinch's left foot kick. The race is on. Dosser and out there Price. Price has to beat a couple. Play on the call now. Dosser, a handball into Gilliland. He's wrapped up. Good tackle. Umpire is letting it go early. Ball about 60 around from goal. Umpire, what will he do? He lets it go. Lillico, they get away now. And Price with a long ball up towards half forward.
Tumbles the way of Aby. Couldn't mark. Loose footy now. That was Scott squeezing it to Veering. We'll be saying that a few times today. Handball to Lake. He's in the middle. He's got time. He's got enough time to squeeze it to Jamison, who arches the back, and two kicks from goal towards full forward. There's a whistle. A whistle on play here, Fish.
Yep. Been flattened, pushed after the contest, and Darryl White taking the mark down there. Just Nick Tomlinson giving a little bit too much latitude. That's going to be an important contest today. White will beat him in the air, but if the ball spills, Tomlinson, we know that plays that great quarterback role.
They need more from Darryl White today, don't they? A little bit quiet in the prelim last week, Fish.
Yes, he was, and he came off injured late, but we'll watch Darryl White convert here.
He comes in from 35, the ball on its way. The goal umpire doesn't move. It's a goal. The Vultures with the first one on the board.
Just an undisciplined act there from Morningside in the centre. Look, undisciplined acts don't win your grand finals, boys, and the team that settles first and makes those clear decisions and the right decisions will be the prosperous ones today.
We're 3 minutes into the 2009 AFL Queensland Velocity Sports Cup Grand Final. The Vultures with the first on the board. Ball back in the middle.
So good start. A little breeze picking up here now at Coorparoo, maybe favouring Morningside, and you see that bounce and the umpire not calling it back. He will now. That really did get taken hold by the breeze, Fish.
Yeah, we see that breeze. It's pushing over towards the commentary box, so I don't think it's going to favour either side, really.
So Cronk will throw it up this time, and Goff will do battle with Head. Looking forward to that. Goff with the height advantage. Won it down, and kicking it forward this time was Upton, inside 50. Mt Gravatt with the numbers back there. Gross, went to ground. Tarrant. And now Hamill and Mt Gravatt to work it outside 50. Back to Tarrant. Now out towards Cairns, and Mt Gravatt off half back. Not a lot to kick to here, and we've got another free kick off the ball.
Yeah, that's Morrison. Looks like he was just being held outside the contest.
That's going the other way,
no,
is it?
they've taken it the other way. Maybe Morrison was the one holding.
Now the Panthers have the football. This is Tomlinson. Oh, the kick not the best. It was looking for Upton. Tumbling ball. Is this the turnover? Holman squeezes it to Nash. In turn, back pedals, Lillico, Goff, and now back to where the ball came from. This is Tomlinson again. Kinch was good. He kept running. He received the handball, and from 65 towards full forward, Muggerman in the van. Tarrant did well. Scott in support. Handball to Gross. Over the top to Tarrant, and now they'll work it out again through Cairns.
So Cairns with time, goes back inside, and he spots up Head. It's a good kick, Fish, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, Tommy Tarrant, he has been absolutely superb early. A couple of really important touches on the footy, and his 1%ers can't go unnoticed.
Jamison's kick was looking for Morrison, but they were outnumbered down there, Mt Gravatt. And now Morningside into the middle, looking for Upton. He couldn't take the mark. Picked up by Gilliland, the Grogan medal winner. He's got time. He kicks to the pocket. Smuer, can he run onto the loose football? Down in the pocket, 25 out, but again, the numbers getting back Morningside, and Goff got it out. And he found Clark.
Clark has it in the back pocket. Now there's a player down there, Fish. We'll get an update from you shortly.
Looks like Morrison.
Looks like a tall, boys.
So there Wilson looks for Kinch. We'll get an update, Brad Fisher.
Yeah, looking over there, looks like Shane Morrison's taken an early hit. Look, he was absolutely imperative last week. He won the game for Mt Gravatt along with Gilliland. He's run in the last quarter, so that'll be one to watch there, Morrison.
Well, we can see him on screen, still on his haunches. The trainer's attending to him now. This is Scott. Just backpedals a little bit. Squeezes it out wider. Toby Spencer on screen. Sees it over the boundary line and out. A bounds, boys. We're 4 minutes in. Mt Gravatt 6, and the Panthers are yet to score. They're yet to trouble the forward 50 statisticians.
Yeah, look, it's a real slugfest out there early, which grand finals are. It looks like there's a little bit happening off the play with Gilliland and also Pratt, who is an antagonising little player, and some attention will be coming his way. He's down on the ground too. He's looking very groggy.
So Spencer with the free kick on centre wing, goes to White, and he should mark, will he? No, the kick's got too much on it. Ball out on the full, so this breeze early, playing havoc with both sides going into attack. The ball handling's been okay, but the disposal when going forward has either been caught by a swirling breeze or has just been too much on it. And now they can reload again this time. Morningside up towards centre wing. Aby, can he run onto a loose ball? He'll get it now this time from Lucy. And Aby wobbles one inside 50, overrunning the football, Logan. Who can pick it up? It's 35 metres. It'll be a free kick here.
Lillico just a round up there, Snake on Hamill. Undisciplined act from their former captain.
So Hamill to clear, and this time they'll go in towards Pratt at half back.
So he goes and pops a little one over the top, and Jamison having to do a little work now. It's out of bounds on the full. I'm not sure who's receiving the free kick here. Both umpires pointing in
It's come off the boot of
different directions.
Come off the boot of Shelton out there, hasn't it?
In any event, they'll go long. A long kick against centre wing. White couldn't quite mark. Off hands, tumbling ball. The players go at it. Spencer, number 18 on screen. And we'll have a boundary. In fact, it's a free kick. Umpire Ryan comes in and he pays a free kick.
Just watch Tomlinson's playing off Darryl White there a bit. He's just giving him 5 metres and trying to rely on his athleticism. He can't do that.
The Panthers go forward. Lillico, left foot, looking for Aby on the bounce. The half volley wasn't there. Over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Fish Pratt's come off. Maybe a corky, and Savage has come on. So they lost a little run early.
Yeah, look, he as I said, he plays that real negating role, and he's a pest out there, Pratt, so he'll be missed.
Warm conditions out there too. Would be approaching 30 degrees as the wind picks up to the right of screen. This is Cairns. Goes to centre wing. Hammer with the front spot. Did well. Good second effort. This is Savage. Squeezes it to Yoshiro. It was off his pectoral. Handball Scott. Back to Savage. And they work it out eventually. Hamill. Now the turnover in the middle. This is Kimball. He was all wrapped up. Wilson. Back to Goff. Now the Panthers reload off half back.
So Goff raking left foot kick to Lillico, who marks on centre wing. Who will he go to this time? Lead offered by Logan. He goes to the pocket, but the kick goes further afield. Margovan, the big fly, couldn't mark. Now Jamison a little handball, and away they go again outside 50 through Cairns, and they've got some numbers in the middle. Lake marks in front of Bonnie, who gave him some space, and Rory Lake's got the football. Handballs on quickly to Savage, and Savage to half forward looking for Smiller. A grab at the footy. Couldn't drag in the mark. It was well done by Nash.
Great second effort.
Now Dosser wheels it round a one-on-one. Morrison. Oh, was he infringed with? Umpire let it go. Goff was caught high, no free kick.
Well done.
Morrison came in again. Smiller runs onto the loose football. Is it 2 in 5 minutes? Bouncing football, it's out of play.
Look, coaches Lake and Harding will be absolutely wrapped with Shane Morrison's second effort there. He was no chance. The ball was just floating in the air. He was no chance. He just tried to protect his space, and when it hit the ground, he put in another effort and locking it in there forward
Goff's
line.
getting back, helping out down there, isn't he?
He is, and the big fella, he's got a big tank, and he'll do that all day.
Boundary throw in. Third man up there was Gibson. Kimball gets there first in front of Dosser. It was a lazy handball. Puts Price under pressure. Back pedals. Clark. In the defensive 50. Over the top. Holman. That was a little nonchalant. He has time. Gibson now runs away from Morrison. Handball to Kinch, the former Grogan medalist himself. Handball. So they work it out well. This is Holman on screen. Handball again. Tomlinson. Are they overusing the football? Handball again. Eventually they'll go forward now. This is Upton. A long kick inside 50. Muggervan and Tarrant. That was Adam. This is Tom. And Tom Tarrant on screen. Uses the ball well. Kicks to Veering, and Veering marks.
Geez, he reads the play well, Tommy Tarrant. That was fantastic and a great execution as well.
So ball now in centre wing from Veering's kick, who was very good in the preliminary final last week. Price got a loose man running forward. And this is more promising this time. It's Austin Lucy. Little chiseling ball inside 50, but getting back. Cans now, Veering, he's wrapped up. Didn't really dispose of it properly. Yashira, well, that kick was interesting. They've got the numbers back there, and the umpire will come in and bounce. So a good result at the end there for Morningside.
Yeah, look, that was that's just classic pressure within the back line, and you've got to lock it in your forward line as much as possible, and that was great work down there. Don't discount the importance of Tommy Tarrant in today's game, boys.
10.5 minutes opening term. It's the Vultures by a goal. Veering to centre wing. That's good play. And Enright, brought into the side this week, has just come onto the ground, and he'll take his first possession after getting away from his opponent. In now to Savage. Decides not to play on and goes inboard to Gilliland, who can run. He's played on. Now he has to look for an option. He'll go to Morrison here. He's on a long lead. He should mark. He does. Oh, there'll be a free kick anyway. So Morrison's got it. He's 2 for 8 to score, though, Fish. 65 from goal.
Look, Nathan Gilliland just turned Morningside inside out then. The polish and poise of that guy is immense.
So he plays on quickly, and I think Luck's a fortune. I'm not sure it was intended for Lake, maybe White, but Lake has marked, and we get a good look at this one from the commentary box.
Just got a feeling, boys. A good start here by the Vultures. They've settled well.
Yeah, and Tyson Upton got the job on Gilliland. He's going to have his work cut out. He will come off absolutely dog-tired today, boys.
This is Rory Lake, former best and fairest and premiership winner himself at the club. Comes in from 39 3/4 metres. It fades. It is a minor score.
As we're talking about that breeze pushing across over to the commentary box, the boys really do have to sit it out halfway between the goal and the point post to allow for that breeze to bring it back in, Riddler.
The Panthers bring it in quickly. That was Tomlinson with the duties. This is Gilliland. Squeezes it. Yes, good kick, good mark. Labby has marked it in the pocket.
Yeah, Labby looks like he could have brought it across there. Mitchell Enright, the young boy that's been brought in, he could have switched it across to him there, but I think he's made the right decision. Go back and have a crack at him, boys.
We saw the kick from Lake a minute ago, didn't he? He had to really throw it at the right point post. This kick's going to have to start outside the right point post and bring it back.
Yeah, and you've got to punch it hard too, boys.
Yeah, keep it low into a swirling breeze.
Has played 12 games this season for a return of 18 goals, including a season-high 5 last week.
Look at the breeze take that.
Well, it's across the face of goal. It's still alive, though, here.
Well done by Shelton there to get there and support his backman.
Over the boundary line and out of bounds, of course. Labby kicking 5 in the second semi-final.
And how do you see Shelton's year, Snake?
It's been very good. Thank you very much. Brad Fisher in special comments. And now the ball on the half-back line is with Nash. He's got it on defensive 50, and this could be 50 metres over the mark against Enright, and it is. The umpire right onto that.
And Enright has no right to make any silly little indiscretions, boys. You've got to get back off the mark because 50-metre penalties in a grand final
so Bonnie,
are costly.
That was umpire Ryan, who was right on the spot that time, and a beautiful kick by Bonnie towards Muggervan. And the ball's over the boundary line and out of play. Right forward pocket, kicking to the social club room's end. It's the Vultures 1-2-8. Morningside is still yet to trouble the scoreboard. 13.5 minutes gone.
A low-scoring encounter here. Boundary throw in. That was Cadzo in the ruck. This is Scott. Scott has been pinged for holding the ball inside 50. Great desperation by Logan.
Yeah, look, Logan, he's a fantastic little crumbing forward too. And you cannot back yourself when you're being besieged by 4 or 5 different opponents. Just whack it on the boot and get it out of the back line as quick as possible. An interesting duel as well. Adam Tarrant and Sean Muggervan. He's been all over him like a cheap suit early, boys.
Has played 17 games this season. Logan, 27 goals to his name, but again he hooks it. Minor score. You've got to make the most of these opportunities inside 50. They can be rare in grand finals. 1-2-8 plays one behind. We await the kick in.
They push Morrison up the ground too, boys, as well. Brown playing on him. And, sorry, that was Ben Gibson. So they pushed him out of the goal square up close to the footy.
Now Gross's kick wasn't the best. Chopped off. In comes Rootsy. He'll put the first on the board. The Panthers have their first. It was a poor kick in from Gross. And Rootsy with goal number 1, and the margin back to 1 point.
Yeah, costly. Hopefully he doesn't get too discouraged with that kick in. Obviously, you got nerves in grand final. It's like nothing else. And when you play a quarter, it's almost like 3 quarters of normal home and away season footy. And he's just got to settle down. Don't let that affect him, and then get on with business with his next kick in and find a target.
Gentlemen, we are now 15 minutes into the first quarter of the 2009 Velocity Sports Cup Grand Final. It is the Vultures 1-2, Morningside 1-1. Matt Ridley, Brad Fisher, and this man, Brad Baker, here in commentary.
And thank you very much. Ball back in the centre. Well, favoured Goff. He knocked it forward, and now they can go again. The football this time is with Shelton. He swings around on the left boot, kicks inside 50. There's Logan again. He couldn't take the mark. Stacks on the mill down there, the umpire. And that's umpire Ryan will come in and bounce.
And we see a joint winner of the Sid Guildford in Paul Shelton, not having too much of an influence early on.
Aby over the top, but the numbers with the Vultures. And Cairns on the left boot. Kicks to a 1-on-1. Out on centre wing, the boundary line might beat the 2 intruders. That time in Kinch and Enright. Ball goes out of play, centre wing. Margin 1 point. The Vultures 1-2, Morningside 1-1.
In comes the ball, spinning.
Oh, Tommy Tarrant. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Now there's a bit happening here.
Oh, Jesus.
We've got it, well.
Boys, this is going to create a riot.
It's on screen now.
Oh.
There's a little bit happening.
Well, Tommy Tarrant has just let a couple of haymakers go. Boys, he's in the book already. This is not what the Vultures wanted, Fish. This is going to be a 50-metre penalty. It'll be a goal to the Panthers, and this will really unsettle the Mt Gravatt side.
And we see the Morningside bench yelling obscenities. Look, that's going to get no one anywhere. And
well,
Tommy
we can see on screen there's still a little bit happening. Tarrant is being cheered off the ground. There's still a little bit of push and shove. Lillico's up and about. He's got the ball in hand, but Tarrant comes off. Cadzo comes on for him. So there's a little bit happening on the ground. The coach's box, as we said, a little bit emotional. But in any event, things have now calmed down.
Well, it was off the ball, Riddler. Something's obviously happened down there. There was a few words, and obviously once the free kick was paid, attention turned to the contest, and Tarrant just let a couple go. That's inexcusable in the first quarter at the 15-minute mark when the game is on the line early.
Lillico comes in and kicks a goal. Morningside are back in front, but one would think here, boys, this game is just hotting up, Fish.
I'm surprised that Lillico stepped up from that. I thought someone would have put a jumper on him and he woke up next winner, because that was a cracking left jab, and not to be condoned in a grand final, boys, or condemned.
So he's off at the moment, Tarrant. So,
but it's a grand final, boys. There's big stakes.
Has he been dragged, Tarrant?
Well, he's been sent off. I'll get the boundary rider to check the rules and regulations when he can come back on. I dare say he'll be putting his left knuckles in a bit of ice.
Well, it'll definitely be for reported. That's one thing, but there is a game to be won here.
Reported. I think he's been in the book a couple of times.
So umpire McKenzie has the ball in hand.
So yeah, well, just
that scoreboard
amazing scenes early.
It is a 7-point margin at the moment. This is head in the ruck. Shelton sort of squeezed it out. Scott under pressure again. We've seen that a few times and has actually been pinged. Holding the ball, the decision. Free kick to Rootsy. Rootsy has it. There is a breeze to the right here. He can unload if he wishes to. But he goes short. Mark taken by Brown. And the Panthers want another one on the board as we approach the 19-minute mark of the first quarter.
So tempers just flaring here at the moment, Riddler. And if the Panthers can get a couple of quick ones, Mt Gravatt will be in a world of hurt, one would suggest.
So in comes the kick. Brown, a direct run up from 55. It's not the best of looking kicks we've seen all year from the young man, and it's over the boundary line and out of bounds. Fellas, let's just take stock here. It's getting a bit heated. Morningside 2-1. They lead by the margin. Well, that's 2-1-13 to 1-8. The margin is 5 points.
Like grand finals of yesteryear, boys. A bit of feeling amongst two fairly respected and successful clubs over the years, and it's always going to boil over at some stage.
So now, Mt Gravatt, they need to settle. They need a goal, you would think, against the flow here with Tarrant off. Morrison left-hand handball. Now veering, half-forward flank, kicks to 1-on-1. Getting down there, Kinch did well. Oh, Enright. Can
Kept
he
his
pick it
feet
up?
well.
Yeah, did very well. And that's not a bad result, one and feel in the end. Well, they kept it in. That's a better result. Now it's out of play.
Well, I don't know how the boundary umpire can call that. He was nowhere to be seen. That looked like it was still in. So we'll look at the replay for that. Snake, your thoughts?
Looked like he might have kept it in, but the umpire, as you said, was probably out of position and went with the out of play. So boundary throw in the forward pocket. And as I mentioned, they need a goal, Mt Gravatt here. Bonnie now off half back. Long ball to centre half forward. Logan in the front spot. Thumped away by Gross. Ball will go out of play. Forward pocket. Morningside by 5 points. And we have ticked into time on. We're 20 minutes in to the first quarter of the 2009 AFLQ Velocity Sports Queensland AFL Cup.
Ball comes spinning into play. Head, Cairns. This is Savage. Heard a voice. Lake. Back to, that was Head. And now to Spencer. Lake a little bit lazy there. Kimble with the turnover. Kinch. Tomlinson. They're starting to step it up here, the Panthers, the favourites. They're on top in this last 5 minutes. Rootsy and 4. 4 has marked in the middle of Giffen Park. 4 goes out wide. Mugovan in the van. Good work there by Tarrant. He will wear him like a glove. Gross handball.
Too many numbers back there then.
And now Lake gets it to Spencer. And he likes this occasion, Toby Spencer. Arches the back. Kicks a long ball to half forward. Wide at the back of the pack, couldn't mark. Kinch, the front and centre. And then reels around onto that left boot. The kick, not the best. Chopped off by Spencer.
So Spencer getting his hands on the football early. He's been good. Kicks out towards the wing position. Up they go. Mark dropped that time at the back by Upton. Got the numbers out there, but Gilliland was very, very good. Is Kinch going to get a free kick? He will for a nudge in the back. So it's a free kick to the Panthers on centre wing, and he'll have to come back behind his markfish.
Yeah, Kinch has been fantastic in the last 5 or 10 minutes as well, just getting to the fall of the ball and just working his hard work to all the contests, which has been really good.
Left foot kick, not bad, a nice kick to Rootsy. And now through 4, inside 50, at the back. Mugovan was there, but well done by Scott, and Scott's little left foot kick again. They clear, and they've done quite well in this opening term. Pratt back on the ground to Shearer, back to Pratt, and Pratt with a bounce. He takes them on, and with run and drive off half back, he looks for White, who's presenting well, was caught under the footy, and now it's 50 metres around from the Mt Gravatt goal. Trying to take them on and doing well.
He's tired, Gilliland.
Was Gibson, and that was really, really good to Bonnie. And run this time from the Panthers. They share it through Shelton. Back to Bonnie. It ended up back with him. He's wrapped up by Jamison. The game's gone up at Cog Riddler. The ball's there to be won. Who can get it? And it's going to be the Panthers that'll get out of this, and they'll go forward again, you would think.
Kimball and that's Connell on screen.
Well, they won't go forward.
No tosser. Morrison couldn't mark. He goes again. Taps it in the advantage of Spencer, who releases Gilliland, but they're onto him like a glove. Gilliland, 65 out from goal, towards Labby, use the body, how will it bounce? It sits, he handballs to Morrison, Morrison will come in and kick a goal!
Really, really good work there by Mt Gravatt, just forged it through, and Gilliland's effort, he is absolutely spent, but he got a couple of metres spare and kicked the ball and actually kicked it to the spot that he basically guided Labby in there, and fantastic push up from Morrison. That was a great tap in the centre. He followed up his work and he pushed to the contest. He got himself a goal.
Against the trend too. They were going forward to Morningside. They had all the run, and next minute the turnover and opened up the play.
Yep, and this breeze has also started to swing. It is starting to favour the right-hand
Whistle
screen.
on play, free kick against the Mt Gravatt water carrier. He was in the square as umpire Ryan was about to bounce. So the Panthers with the free kick, and they go forward. Tumbling off the kneecap, Logan in the box seat, couldn't get it, veering, handball. Yes, they'll work out of trouble late. Getting an update from the bench quickly. Tom Tarrant is out of the match for the whole game, will not return, has been reported, red carded, gone. They are down to 21 men.
So, yeah, that's a real shame, an absolute real shame.
He's been brilliant defender all year, Fish, hasn't he? And
came back from injury, and very important player to the side.
That's in general play at the moment. Mt Gravatt actually playing probably the better football. Gilliland, he's got away again from Bonnie. We'll have a ping from 45 out. He steers it low, and again the wind taking hold out on the full.
Just turned Bonnie inside out again. Nathan Gilliland, he is superb on his feet. He's like a cat, and just danced a merry dance around Bonnie.
Away they go. And this is Tomlinson outside 50. Lillico, oh, he's been caught high by a head. And Tempers, this time not flaring, but head got right round the head of Lillico. And he's got it on half back. Thank you very much. He's going to go back, and he's going to go back to full back. That's a dangerous, dangerous kick back there. Gee, Lillico went 40 metres backwards to Price. He took the mark and then ran and got it into the middle, and that's good play this time. Wilson, Hayden Wilson, and they play on quickly in towards Aby, yet to get his hands on the football, and you'd say Gross has started pretty well down there. Now in the pocket, is that out of bounds? Swinging around on the football, Shelton to the top of the square. Logan getting back, so too Tarrant. It's through for a minor score, and we're 25 minutes in to this first quarter, and with Mt Gravatt a man down, scores are tied up.
They bring it in quickly. Tarrant squeezes it to Veering now. I'm not sure if Muggavan's having a rest or he's being dragged. Adam Tarrant really is winning the battle on Sean Muggavan down there at full forward.
He's still working hard though, Riddler. He's really presenting Muggy.
Gross finds head. Marks unopposed. Plays on. Oh no. Bad kick from Dosser. Veering having to mop up the work. And he does well. Now they're on here, the Vultures. They've got room to move. Spencer and Labby. Oh no, they're going to cough it up. Labby. Handball. Loose footy now. They go hard at it. Cadzo. Spencer. And now they get it towards half forward.
Got the overlap now.
Yeah, Labby's away, Fish, and he's got it 60 out. He puts it in the pocket, the kick. Well, it had too much on it for Morrison. He was never going to mark that. And getting back this time is Gibson, who's doing okay back there. Now Price, his kick was cut off at the pass by Labby. It's 50 metres out, and it's pretty ugly at the moment. Who can get the loose footy out there? This time it's Shelton, and he's had a bit of the footy early. Wobbles one to the wing. The luck's of fortune. They're going to end up with a footy, and that's quarter time. And a very, very interesting quarter, Fish. Scores are locked up 2-2, 14 apiece, and you would just think Mt Gravatt with a man down and the 2 goals to Morningside with turnovers, Mt Gravatt would have to be very happy with that quarter.
Yeah, they will be, and Tommy Tarrant very important, and it's going to be an absolute shame and detrimental to their quest for this 2009 Premiership, Riddler.
Gentlemen, we'll take a break and we'll be back with the second quarter as scores are locked apiece. Welcome back to Giffen Park, the start of the second quarter of the AFL Queensland Velocity Sports Cup Grand Final to get underway. A very fiery and physical opening quarter. Umpire Ryan with the duties. Now Mt Gravatt will kick to the right of screen. Morningside to the left. It's all tied up at quarter time. 2-2, 14 apiece, as you can see there on screen. Now umpire has plucked out a free kick, a messy opening. But Goff, it is, the recipient, and lays it off to his trusty little rover in Kinch. A nice lead came out from Aby, and Aby is marked, and he wants to get on with things. Not
like
sure
a
that's
bull terrier there, Riddler.
Not sure that's the best option now. There is a little bit of a breeze. He's kicking into the teeth of it. Now the lead came out from Muggavan, and Muggavan is marked in the pocket.
Yeah, Tarrant just got, Muggavan got the chop out. Tarrant just pushed off the ball, so to speak, friendly. And Sean Muggavan will have his first clear possession of the game and first shot on goal. And I'll favour the Mugsy here.
And just on the Mt Gravatt bench, we've got Tarrant off, Fish, and plenty of players with injury concerns at quarter time.
So, Sean Muggavan has the ball in hand. He comes in, gets onto that right boot. Now the kick might not even have the distance. Head comes in, couldn't mark. Forwards, front and centre. Squeezes it to Rootsy. He's a danger around goal. He releases, and a kick on goal, and it's Holman. Holman has got it.
Yes, Ryan Holman, the joint winner of the Sid Guildford. He's a very important player, Holman. He's very smart, gets to the right spots, and normally finishes well.
Averages 1 goal per game. Fish has played 16 out of the 19 games the Panthers have played today, and that goal was very important to draw first blood in this second quarter. Let's just touch quickly on the first quarter here. Tarrant has been sent off for the match, as the Snake just touched on, and some injury concerns. Pratt has a suspected broken bone in his ankle. Morrison, he's feeling the injury to his ribs. He's taping around the ribs. These are big concerns for the Vultures.
Yeah, it could be a few vials of something not kosher in the change rooms at half time, boys.
Yeah, they'll be looking for whatever they can get their hands on, because this could open right up in this term. They'd really want to make them pay the Panthers. But Spencer, who's been pretty good, wobbles a left foot kick, and he's wobbled it through for a goal. Can you believe that? From outside 50, and they've got the quick answer.
Yes, and Nathan Kinch making a little blemish on what's been otherwise a good start to the grand final for Nathan Kinch, but Mt Gravatt, they just keep answering, don't they? It's a bit of a seesawing battle at the moment, and momentum's with no one, really.
Well, boys, I thought Mt Gravatt in general play in the first quarter had more of the play, look, the better side, with injury concerns and a player down. The Vultures would want to just be in touch, because the Panthers would want to be 4 or 5 up at half-time, and, gee, they wouldn't want to just be lackadaisical here.
So Spencer with his first. He's one of 2 30-year-olds out there today. Will he be affected by the heat? One of the old-timers, but he's got goal number 1 on the board. 3-2-20 apiece.
Currently sitting about 29 degrees, Matthew and Bradley, and probably about 81, 82% humidity too.
I'm glad I'm in the commentary box with you to find people a nice air-conditioned commentary box as the Vultures go forward again. Tumbling ball, front and centre was Lucy. Releases Tomlinson. He's beset upon by 2 Vultures. The old 1-2 in the turns.
To find
now
a
the
target.
kick. This is risky. Gibson a little bit sluggish getting to that ball. Smuer, he did well. He did very well. He bent down, won his own football and squeezed it to the captain in Dosser. Gets onto that left boot. The lead came out. Nice kick, nice mark.
Yeah, look, you can't leave Lake unmanned in the forward 50. He's very elusive, and you'll say we had Darryl White working hard down to the teeth of the square, but it's been a great start to a grand final, boys, so far, and the second quarter is proving the same.
We're all tied up. Lake to come in to put the Vultures in front.
You would think that Morningside have got the man down at the moment.
Well, you would think if you were watching. But this is Lake. It's a direct kick. He just pulls it a little bit. Umpire doing a little bit of work, slaps the pectoral. Minor score, they lead by a point.
And what's going to be important here is their zone set up, because obviously once they get it out with Tomlinson, it's their second phase, and that's a very ordinary kick coming in from Tomlinson.
Yeah, but a chance.
Might sit up for him.
Yeah, he's going to get it now, and he's putting in a very high ball that went 40 metres. It went 20 metres up and 20 down, and that's out on the full from Hamill off the shin. And a chance this time to go forward through 4. He's going to square it up, and they'll bring it back in towards half-back, and they can play on now.
You're gone.
Rootsy. And
ball,
that's
umpire.
Gone. Run down Lillico. And, well, they would have been away, but again, Mt Gravatt doing very, very well. And it was a good tackle by Enright, and Enright can go forward with a left foot kick, but there's no one home. And getting back down there, Gibson, who's been very good in defence marks, and they should be away through Goff.
Goff had to do a little bit of work there, Snake, but he finds Bonnie. Just feel they're overusing the handball a little bit here, the Panthers. No mark taken there that time. Handball came from Veering. This is Savage. Pops one over the top. Good work there by Lucy to come in and spoil it over the boundary line.
Looks like Morrison could be warming up to come back on too, boys.
Morrow's had the jab apparently, so he's going to get back out there. But they're just using the footy better, and they're being smarter with it.
Yeah.
And they're taking their opportunities, which I'm seeing really encouraging.
Boundary throw in front of a very vocal crowd out there. Big crowd in here at Giffen Park. Off the ground. Well, not much doing, but they might get a second crack here. Yoshura ducked the head. Hamill had a flying shot. It is touched off the boot. Tumbling ball. Gibson on the last line of defence. Cheeky bounce. He can take another one if he wishes. Runs his full measure and kicks towards half back. And Veering was coming to the party over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Yes, it would look like Morrison's going to come on for Darryl White. Since Morrison's been off, let's sort of release Gibson a little bit.
And he's just read the play down there.
Well, he played that perfect sort of loose type backman in that last contest before and had no one around him.
What do they have to do here, Morningside, just with the man down? Do they run and carry the football? Are they being smart about it and use it and share it and just look for a good option?
You just got to make the right decisions, really. You've got to sum up the scenario, what's ahead of you, and you shouldn't be kicking to a 2-on-1, or you'd be looking for the 1-on-1 and kicking it to the advantage of your player to hold his ground, protect his space.
We've seen a lot of full entries so far, be 2-on-1. And at the moment, it's going to be a little smarter when they go inside 50 as Morrison's on for White.
And a loose ball now. The umpire getting in the road there a little bit. Lillico. He'll be cool in the clinches. Goff bursting his way through like a Bondi tram. Now Muggavan's one out with Tarrant. Muggavan, 2, 3 bites. That's a mark. He'll have a shot on goal from 35 out.
Presented well, hasn't he?
Well, the Shrek, as he's affectionately known, he just protected his space as well, what we spoke about before. And he's a very smart player, Sean Muggavan. Don't discount that. And but I think Tarrant is a perfect matchup for him. And Sean Muggavan normally converts without putting the mocker on him.
He's yet to kick one today.
He's very accurate kick on goal.
He'll come in, kick the season-high 10 goals against the Western Magpies in round 6.
Right to left.
It's a nice kick. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. He'll go bang. 2 guns up. And the Panthers are now back in front.
Yes, and plenty of EJ's arm out in that. Didn't he? Nice little in-swing there, boys. And that delights you when you see it come around.
Yeah.
He's just urging it, get around. But Morningside replying with a goal of their own. We see the score. The scoreboard attendant changes it. It's a 4-2. 26. To Mt Gravatt, 3-3-21. Snake, you a bit of a giggle there?
I love it. Good to be here. I'd rather be here than anywhere else. Beautiful day for it, and look at that. What a beautiful bounce by umpire Ryan. Umpire will do it all again. He'll get a second go.
Now there's a spot fire happening here in the full forward area for the Vultures. Play will go on.
So Veering, tempest flaring again. Veering's handball.
Don't you love
Official
grand
keep an
finals?
eye on it for us. We'll keep an eye on the footy. Umpire Ryan will come in and bounce. What's happening? There's Morrison down there getting in amongst it.
Yeah, he's just stirring up a little bit, I think, which is good because it unsettles the younger players. You know, those younger players that aren't used to this grand final type scenario, it unsettles them. So it's smart.
Half-back flank, Hamill. Does a 360. Then Hamill's over the top. Coming through that time, Scott. He tried to get the football. Now he could be pinged if he doesn't get rid of it. He knocks it out. Now a chance. And this is the young man in Holman who's been good. Handball back. Morningside to reload to half forward. Veering in front. At the back that time was Kimball.
Had to keep his feet there, Veering. He worked, sorry to cut you off, Snake, he worked to the front spot, which is great, but then he just lost his feet.
Yeah.
And you can't lose your feet, especially there, if anywhere.
Well, shot on goal to Kimball. And that's a good battle at the moment. Veering's had a bit of the football playing predominantly off a half-back flank. And Kimball, this will test him, Fish, because he'll kick from about 52.
Yeah, he normally kicks over the lines well, Kimball, so I'll back him in here.
So, Mark Kimball from about 49 in the finish. It'll go right there. I think he's got it. He has. It was a beautiful kick off the boot, and they skip away, and all of a sudden they lead by 11. We've travelled now 10 minutes into this second term, and a couple of quick ones to the Panthers.
Yeah, they look like they've just settled a little bit Morningside now. That, you know, as we know, it was hot on early, which all grand finals are, and they've just sort of started to settle now. And now they'll let their footy smarts take over, not your backyard brawl smarts, and they've just settled down well and replied with a couple of quick goals.
So ball back in the middle, margin 11 points. 5-2, plays 3-3. Umpire McKenzie getting underway there. Goff, it favoured him. And then Upton had a second crack at it. Feeds it to Shelton. Shelton out wide, I heard a voice. It's Kinch. The bounce wasn't the best. Enright, it favoured him, and a nice clean pair of heels. But what about the tackle from Kinch? Umpire says holding the ball. It'll come back though, no advantage paid.
Just a bit of inexperience with Enright, just didn't have the awareness. Someone behind him, and you've really got to get on with it quick and dispose of it quick.
He spots up Tomlinson. Short kick over the top. He's trying to work things out now. Another short kick, and that's the turnover. Gilliland, they've got a switch here, fellas. Hamill's one of those. Now let's look forward. Who's moving?
There's nothing on.
Nothing on.
Smooher.
This is Tarrant.
They've got to go back the other side.
Gross. The big left footer, known as the GG. Look at that. It's gone 75 metres on the fly. Tumbles forward. This is Lake leading the race. Back pedals. Spencer.
Been good.
Spencer, tumbling ball towards the boundary line. And Dossett, does he keep it in? He does, over the top. Lake's kept running for him. Squeezes it to full forward. Morrison couldn't mark. White, it went to Lake. Lake around the corner, tumbles. And it doesn't quite go through for a score. It is Goff on the last line of the fence. And they'll work it out nicely through Nash.
So Nash to half-back, and the mark taken by Holman, who's been pretty good, to Lillico now. And that kick didn't really go 15. On the bounce, Rootsy. He went for the underground handball and now has to apply the tackle to go back for a second effort. And umpire McKenzie will come in and put it down.
what I really like about Mt Gravatt at the moment, when they're moving the ball, they've just got that release valve, that play that's sitting, 5 or 10 metres off the contest just as a second option. And it's working well for them in their forward thrusts.
Darryl White's been handy. Handball's back to Veering, and now they can set up again. Veering to half-forward. Smooth's all over this. Should mark, he does. Just got to the front spot and read the footy better that time.
He did. He just read the drop of the ball because it's going to hold up in this breeze. And his opponent there in Alistair Nash just gave him a little bit too much latitude. Probably should have muscled in and got front position.
So Joel Schmuer yet to kick a goal today. Has 19 games for the season with just the 8 goals. But he's a fairly good kicker of the football. Now they need
some purchase on it.
Yeah, probably start at left to right. The left point post, they need this. They're 11 points down. He kicks from right on the 50, and it's shocking off the boot. And it might just scrape in for a point.
It looked like he was holding a pine cone there, Snake. He just didn't have a good grip on the ball and dropped it from his ear.
Okay, margin back to 10 points, Riddler.
This is Tomlinson, who had the duties from fullback, spotted up Rootsy in the old 1-2. Bonnie running for him now.
Swinging the changes, Mt Gravatt, Riddler at the moment. They look very tired.
Hasn't got a lot to kick to there, Bonnie. 4 doing the best to get to the drop of the ball. Now Gilliland leads the race. Gee, he looks tired, Gilliland.
He hasn't come off for a spell yet, has he, Fish?
No, he hasn't. He's been running all day, and by all reports, maybe a little bit under the weather.
Bonnie, Price and Tomlinson, they share it. Brown, look out. You've got to get rid of it now. There's a player down. There's a Morningside player down, but the advantage paid. Morrison now kicks towards full forward. Gilliland, Labby, he needs to touch it. He leaves it for Gilliland, who's got enough time. Squeezes it to full forward. Tumbling ball, Clark, the boundary line, his friend. He sees it over that line.
Labby's effort there, I thought, just a bit poor. Just standoffish. Go in and get the agate, son. It's a grand final.
Important
not
part
round
of the
one.
game right here, isn't it? Say 14 minutes gone, second term. They need to stay in touch here in the next 5 or 6 minutes. Goff over the top. They need a goal. Even though the margin's only 10, you feel that this is a very important part. And they're going to get a free kick.
Labby.
Did he get one over the scone?
Majority Depp copped one high.
Well, he's still on the ground, boys. As you can see on screen, the runner's in there now trying to help him up.
Does he want an invitation? Put the Sharon in your hands and go back and kick one for your side. They need it right now, boys. 10 points.
He's up now. He looks all right.
As we see the rotation, Shelton coming back on. Holman.
Is that a 3-way change?
That is a 3-way change. And Brett Connell coming on for Goff.
Now this kick
Kimball.
is from a very difficult part of the ground, I would suggest, with the breeze. He just needs to start it probably at the left goal post and bring it back.
Now, for those just joining us, Tom Tarrant has been sent off the field for striking David Lillico, maybe on a couple of occasions, has been reported. They are down to 21 men, but I'd like to think they're probably only down to 20 fit men the way
He's
they're
called
going.
play on, Riddler. You haven't seen it all year. You've been wanting it all year.
Labby!
The 30-second rule of play on. If you take your time, he was called to play on and he's
I
missed.
thought he was going to have a cut lunch there before he kicked that goal, boys.
You've been calling for it all year, Riddler, the 30-second
You
rule.
see Morrison down. Ooh.
Now, Morrison will get reported here. Morrison has been reported. I was watching that at the 55-metre mark.
What did he do,
Morrison's
Riddler?
name in the notebook, a left jab on the chin of Connell. And 2 of the most experienced vultures, you can't play on here, 2 of the most experienced vultures have been reported for striking. What's going on?
At least he's not sent off, boys. At least he can still take part. If he wins a flag and he misses 2 weeks next year, who cares? You've got the thing around your neck.
I'd rather
but
see them
he's
go
got to
hard
settle.
in a contest though and get reported in a contest.
Well, that's right.
At
Harder
moment,
at the
you're
footy, he's going to
reported
win
for
it.
100 metres, indiscretions off the football. It's just not a good look.
So Connell, Cadzo will get there. Gee, he did well. He
Good.
worked ultra hard to get to that contest, Ben Cadzo, as they see it over the boundary line and out of bounds.
It was a good effort by Ben Cadzo then, the young Sunshine Coast boy.
There's a lot of feeling in this. Cadzo in the ruck. Now Aby should receive it. Just sort of tapped it towards Rootsy. Head over the football. Yoshira did well in the tackle. Lake leaves it for Savage to don't argue. And then the handball to Veering. That could be in the back. It is in the back.
Yeah, just put himself in the right position there. He's a smart player, Veering. He plays a quarterback type role.
What about that 30-second rule, Ridley? You're calling for it last week when a bloke has a shot on goal. You said that they should be told to play on, and we saw it probably for the first time ever just moments ago.
Yeah, and rightly so, as Veering goes towards the attacking side of halfway. Morrison sees it over the line and out of bounds.
Shane Morris, we know he's a little bit injured, but it just looks like he's trying to use his brute and muscle instead of going for the footy. Look, Shane Morrison is a very experienced and credentialed player. He really should be. I think he's just a little bit injured, and he's got to be going for the footy a little bit more.
We're 18 minutes in. Matt Ridley, Brad Fisher, and Brad Baker in commentary. It's the Panthers by 9 points.
So Morrison went in hard again. That's more like it. When the footy's within your range, attack it hard. And I think he's going to do it again here.
And you clear a space.
Here he
on
goes.
the
Look
path.
at him. That's going to be a free kick. He had no eyes for the footy.
And he's got the free kick
it's actually
here.
a free kick. He's been pushed in the back.
Was it there?
I'll tell you, he did not get pushed in the back. He ran through like a Bondi tram. And he is battered and bruised, Shane Morrison.
Yeah. Well, and for his measures, he's got the blood rule. As you can, we can see it from the commentary box, but he's got the blood streaming from his neck.
Yeah.
Taking his time coming off the field.
He's in no rush.
He'll have to get tidied up, so there could be a number change at the same time. We'll have to get that as well.
So Savage has got the footy. Gee.
There's a bit going on.
Mount Gravatt to be within touch here. They're 9 points down. They look absolutely spent. The ball's inside 50. They're a man down, and they're just really struggling with injuries at the moment. Hamill has to put his head over the football here and grab it. He goes in hard. Who can gather the football? Was that a free kick? Jamison was in there, and that's probably a push in the back, is it? No, umpire is going to bounce.
I don't mind seeing that, Brad. I don't mind the play being taken on. Just let it unfold. That's what they say. Let the play unfold.
Well, you're to be seen, not heard, I think, in retrospect to the umpires, but you don't want them controlling the game too much.
Labby runs onto it, floats one towards goal, and he's put it through. I was about to mention 3-1 this quarter to the Panthers, but there's the reply from Labby. And, well, strike me. The margin's 3 points.
Well, I'm glad it went through, boys, because it was an absolute mongrel of a kick. It was not pretty, but very effective in the end. And it was one of those classic finger breakers that the Riddler talks quite commonly about. But he's finished off with a goal, Abby, and he'll be happy with that.
And at the 19-minute mark of this second term of the 2009 Velocity Sports Cup Grand Final, AFL in Queensland, alive and well. Do not take your eyes off it. You might miss something. The margin back to 3 points.
I can't believe they were within 3 points.
Umpire gets us back underway. Connell couldn't quite get an effective tap. Savage with the don't argue, but he's all wrapped up. We'll have a second crack at it.
You've been a bit harsh there, Snoke. 3 points. You don't think they're worthy of their of where the
played
scoreboard sits, or?
They've played fantastic football. If they were full strength at the moment, they'd be 5 goals up. But the Panthers, when are they going to tick into first gear here?
So the play comes to the broadcast side. Holman just left his eyes off the football. Veering, and Yoshura, he'll stand up in a tackle.
I think their endeavour's been fantastic to be within 3 points because they're a man down. Players look tired. Morningside obviously more fresher coming off the week's break. But they're playing on passion at the moment, Mt Gravatt.
They are.
White heard the voice of Hamill, and he'll see it over the boundary line and out of bounds.
So boundary throw in, Riddler. What would the crowd be? It's really built up since quarter time. I reckon there'd be 3,000 to 4,000 here now. This is probably double what they were expecting. And we've got a tight contest. It's 3 points the margin, and we're nearing time on in the second term as Lillico goes to full forward. Aby, been a touch quiet. Running onto the football, Logan. Round the body. Dribbles towards goal, just misses to the right-hand side.
Look, Ken Aby, he's a co-captain. You cannot go up for in a marking contest in a grand final with one hand. Put both hands up and present yourself. You're a leader of men, a leader of a side. You should be using both hands there.
So the kick comes in by Gross. Look at that. He does get a 10-metre allowance, but it's still gone 60. Gilliland! Gilliland at the back. Looks for head. It's over his head. Kinch. Handball. Gibson.
Under pressure
Oh,
here.
they're under pressure. Kinch, a hurried kick, turnover. Will Enright get there first? He does. How will it sit? It sits pretty. He arches it back, but he's run down by Lucy. Just gets a kick. It tumbles over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Gee, they're under the pump fish at the moment up there Morningside.
They are, as we see Shane Morrison's been bandaged up. It resembles something like Hannibal Lecter.
The mummy.
He'll be wearing number 55 when he comes back on, Shane
Now
Morrison.
the margin actually 4 points. It's 5-3-33 to 4-5-29. The margin is 4 points. Deep in attack here, the Vultures. A goal here and they're in front. Good work there by Smoor. Gets Gilliland. Squeezes it and it hits the post. Oh, goodness.
Geez, he's got a tank on him, Gilliland, hasn't he? He looked absolutely dog-tired, but he just keeps getting himself to the contest and getting in the right spots.
Geez, they're taking it up to the minor premiers at the moment. Mt Gravatt, they've been in pretty good form, Riddler, haven't they, over the last few weeks? And Fish, they've had to come from a long way back mid-season to win a string of games to be where they are here
Well,
today.
they've done well to make the finals, is the crux of it, really.
Yeah. Clark will go short here, will he, to Kinch? No. Now he should be told to play on here in a moment. He's got nothing really to kick to, and he'll go to Goff, who has to beat 3. Schmuer should come from the side. Goff had to punch. Punches back towards the defensive 50, and at the moment, it's Morningside, the team that look under pressure.
And that's a win there for the Vultures over the boundary line. They're still 55 out from goal.
Yeah, well, obviously, when the ball's forward of centre, it is going to favour them a little bit. You're bang on right, and I really love what they're doing, especially out of the stoppages.
Head, palmed it down to Savage, who got a quick kick inside 50. It was a beautiful piece of ruck work, but the mark's been taken back there by Tomlinson, who now will swing it out wide to Price, and Price will mark in the back pocket in front of the provoking Mt Gravatt supporters. He'll bring it in towards centre half back, and Liliko will mark, and they need some run and carry. That's better. Tomlinson ran, and that's good work, but the kick has to be spot on. Scott did well. Did he get a free kick? No. Tomlinson butters up again. His third disposal in 30 seconds. That's
Ball
holding the ball
umpire.
against Holman. Good work by Mt Gravatt.
I was starting to wonder whether they had a P in that whistle at all. It had not been blown.
Now Lake, 55 from goal. He should get a free kick. He doesn't. Ball towards half forward. The race is on.
He's got to work hard here, Head.
Head will want to see it out. He does. And the boundary umpire will throw it in, Riddler. The margin is back to 3 points. And we have travelled nearly into time on. Yes, we're 23 minutes in, so there's not a lot of time remaining in this second term.
Schmuer got it to Veering. In turn to Scott. Scott to Savage. Looks for White. Off hands. Where are the Rovers? He'll get it himself, Big Darrell. Gets onto that right boot from 55 towards the pocket. Gilliland had Lucy to beat over the boundary line and out of bounds. It's 5-3-33 to 4-6-30. Yes, Nate, you are correct. The margin 3 points. Brad Fisher for special comments.
Yes, just what I was talking about, that 5 metre man, that release valve that Veering just played there, and he's a smart footballer, the quarterback type role for Mt Gravatt.
Boundary throw in. Schmuer in the ruck this time against Goff. Good bump there on Lucy. Pratt's on the field now. He goes in again. He's like a little ferret. It's all wrapped up. The umpire not wanting to blow the whistle. A shot on goal. It's a Tory.
A barrel.
And it is a minor score. So the margin is now 2 points. The kick there came from Gilliland. 4-7-31 to 5-3-33.
He's had a couple of shots. A known goal kicker, Nathan Gilliland. He's a couple of shots on goal. He's getting a hand on the footy.
A quick kick in. Not the best. Holman under pressure. You haven't got that much time. Clark, Kinch. That's better. Oh, Holman again getting caught.
Umpire!
Great work by the forwards for the Vultures.
Yep, just locking it in, and efforts like that win your games of footy.
That's why they're in touch, I think. Their second and third efforts to run down the opponent at the moment.
White to Gross. Too far out to score even for that big left foot. Handball, Lake. Now he'll have a go at it. He has a run up, and it's smothered.
Great effort.
Well, I think they showed their cards too early there, the Vultures.
Yeah, look, obviously designated kicker, the big rooster of the footy. But as we see Shane Morrison coming on with the 55. Adjust that to your screens, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, 25 minutes down in this second term, 2009 grand final. Margin, just a couple of points in favour of the Panthers. Scott. Oh, Larby's got away. Couldn't mark. The kick might have had too much on it. Oh, Tomlinson now. What will he do? Under pressure. Left foot kick. Gross will fly from behind. Brings it down. White. Little handball was good under pressure. Savage's kick had too much on it.
Just got to settle here.
Yeah,
Larby, there's no reason why he shouldn't have taken that mark. He just ran himself under the footy. Just a little bit of inexperience.
If we look at it, there is only 2 players on the half of the Morningside Panthers. Everybody is in the forward half here for the Vultures.
One would suggest a low-scoring games on the cards here after most would have took the overs, expecting a high-scoring game. Dosser works it.
In the middle.
To Savage,
and
switch now Head. And now they've got the numbers, but the kick, poor. And this could open it right up here, Riddler. And now running onto the loose football is Brown. Sammy Brown's got it. He's just probably too far out to score. Oh, he's played on off one step. And now they've turned it over and Head.
He doesn't know what to do with it.
Not much on, was there? Savage and now Dosser. And Dosser, little left foot dinky kick, finds Hamill. And now it's the time for the Vultures to reload.
He goes towards half forward. Gibson in the box seat will mark.
pressure.
Poor decisions in the last couple of minutes.
Yep.
That should have gone long to Cairns in the centre, and then that one should have come to Veering out on the flank.
Price spots up Lucy, arches the back, kicks towards the middle. Kimball releases Nash, in turn over the top to Wilson. Over the top now, back to Nash. He runs to 45, it started approach, it's on its way, it's good looking, it is a goal!
Yeah, they have had absolutely no percentage of the play in the last 10 minutes. It's been all Mt Gravatt, and they made the best of that opportunity then, and they're just, as I said, Mt Gravatt just mucking around with the footy and not making the right decisions and hitting targets, which is more important.
Nash with his first goal at this 28-minute mark of the second quarter, and they skip out to an 8-point lead. 6-3-39 plays 4-7-31. Matt Ridley, Brad Fisher, and this man, Brad Baker, here in commentary.
That was their first goal for 16 minutes after they kicked 3 in the first 11, and a much-needed one to again go out to an 8-point lead, nearing half-time. I'd suggest only a couple of minutes remaining, if that. Bonnie plays for the free kick. Lilico shovels it out, and here they go again through Holman to half-forward Dosser. Oh, got a very, very bad bounce. It favoured the Panthers. And another one before half-time, and they'll go in with a very, very handy lead. Running onto it, Sam Brown is coming into the game. Pops it up, Aby's got the front spot, but the kick fell short.
Great spot.
Taken by Dosser.
Great spot by Captain Dosser right on half-time. So pass you over to Matthew Ridley.
Well, Fish, it is half-time here. A very fiery opening. Let's have a quick look at the goal kickers. All single goal kickers, in fact. Rootsy, Muggervan, Holman, Kimball, Nash and Lilico. They have one each for the Panthers, while for the Vultures, just 4. Morrison, White, Spencer and Labby. Folks, it's half-time here in the 2009 Velocity Sports Cup Grand Final. Who will win? We are only 1 hour away. It is an 8-point margin in favour of the Panthers. We'll be back with the second half after this. Okay, the players and umpires are getting ready for the start of the third quarter.
But it's good we've got a real contest, haven't we?
There is the siren to begin this third quarter of the 2009 Velocity Sports Cup Grand Final. Umpire Cronk has the ball in hand. The Panthers to the right of screen, the Vultures to the left. Goff and Head do the ruck work. It favoured Goff, but only as far as Scott, who gets the Vultures going forward early. Smoor, it came off his chest. Gilliland was front and centre, wanted to get it to Lake, but chopping it off there was Nash. Spencer was appealing for the free kick. Off the ground, a tumbling ball.
Oh, well done.
Morrison, nobody there in support. Picked up by Kinch, uses Gibson. In turn, Nash, and now Kinch will work it out of trouble in the back pocket.
Left foot kick out towards halfback. Clark was there, Spencer with him. Boundary throw in. So the margin 8 points.
And the breeze actually swinging around and now favouring the left-hand side of your viewing screen. So Mt Gravatt kicking with the wind, with just a slight wind. It's still coming across the ground.
Okay, so maybe just a slight advantage, not a lot in it. It's just picked up a little bit since half-time. Umpire Cronk will do it again. Umpires Cronk, McKenzie and Ryan today.
Snake, just having a look at the bench for the Vultures, I can only see 3 jumpers. Tarrant obviously off, Cadzo and Labby. That's only 3 players. I'm just wondering who might be out injured.
Well, you'd have to think it was the
Pratt.
boy with the ankle problem, Pratt. And at the moment, the ball just not really going anywhere. 40 metres out. Mt Gravatt really looking for the first goal to get it back on even terms. Who can get it out? It's very close to the boundary line, and eventually it goes out in front of a pretty good crowd over there, gentlemen. Just starting to mill around in front of that bar in the little right forward pocket.
And the bench for the Panthers, you've got 4, Muggervan, Logan and Rootsy.
So now the ball back to the wing. Gross should mark, but he's got his teammate out there this time, and they can share it. And Cairns back to Gross, and that long raking left foot kick. Who can mark? Morrison. White roves it. Should kick the goal. He's just missed. All they needed that, Brad.
Yeah, Darryl White, that's uncharacteristic. He's normally a dead eye. I won't say that word in front of goal. And I just reckon he's about to burst the game open, Darryl White.
Margin 7 points. Price gets Tomlinson. Now there's a player down on centre wing. Looks like Brown in the hands of the trainers. Now, this is Tomlinson, gets around his would-be tackler, handball to Kinch. They're under pressure here, the Panthers.
They've had trouble coming outside defence.
This is Shelton, just sort of tunnel-balled it to himself and heard Brown, who seems to be up and about now. Cairns leading him to the race. Left boot, head the target, so too Smoo. A couple of tools fighting over the football. Holman with the quick kick to half forward. Parked underneath it was Wilson. Good work there by Hamill. Front and centre was Veering. Spots up his teammate here in Smoo.
Unlucky not to be 50 there too.
Shelton coming in late.
Dosser.
Smoo kick to the pocket. Dosser's your man. Dosser marks. And he's a long kick of the football.
Yeah, Smoo then took a good mug. He just got to get the ball on quicker. Dosser, realistically, he's going to run on.
He takes a bounce after 2 metres. It's not necessary. Veering to come in and kick a goal. It fades with the breeze. Gee, Snake, I didn't like that build-up in the end.
Now, it was a set play, though, because if you watched it, the handball went to Veering, and then the Shepherd came in to give him space to wheel back onto the right. You're right, I would have rather Doss have a set shot at goal. Veering's not a bad option, but he just didn't have probably the allocated 10 metres he needed to run and settle. He had to probably kick off 3 or 4 steps there, Fish.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And Doss is a great foot user with the footy. He's got a raking left foot. I think he would have been better served going back.
Well, they needed a captain's goal, and I suppose he probably should have gone back Riddler to try and nail one.
Tomlinson kicks it to himself and uses his 10-metre allowance. Now Goff, good mark against Head. The margin is back to 6 points. 6 goals, 339 to 4, 933. Head stands the mark. He's told to play on now. Head will go at him. Now Goff's kick not the best. Bonnie with some work to do. It beats them all. Wilson got the kick. Squeezed it underneath Enright. Leading the way here was Gross. Yes. Centimetre perfect.
Yeah, I love your work there, Riddler. The execution of the skill is a bit scrappy so far, and they've really just got to settle and reevaluate who they're going to actually use the footy with.
Margin 6 points, a couple of behinds in the early 5 minutes of the third term to the Vultures, kicking to the left side of screen, the city end. And a boundary throw in, 55 metres around from the Panthers' goal.
As Joel Smoo comes on for Ben Cadzo.
The song to change, another tool going forward for the Vultures. Gilliland just hacks it out, Veering, and Holman. Holman one out, kicks to the pocket and Bonnie will mark.
Just having a look at the Vultures bench now, and Pratt has made his way to the bench. He is all wrapped up. He's got both shoulders wrapped up. He's got ribs tied up. He's got ankle tied up. He's got tape all around his body.
One would suggest he's cast as the ball now, a long ball from Bonnie. Oh, no one got back. AB marked, you've blown time on, he's going to have to go back and have a shot on goal. There was just no one back there, and AB all unopposed, Fish. Inexcusable down there.
Yeah, look, the ruckman Ryan Head and their tall timber have to get back down on that last line of defence, because it's contests like that that are critical to the outcome of today's game, and they just got to get some big tall timber back there. Obviously, Cleary's a loss in that respect.
So AB kicks the goal from point-blank range and kicks his first, becomes the 7th goal kicker. All singles, and this is the biggest lead of the match. Margins out to 12 points, 7 minutes gone, third term.
Yes, they've got to get a quick one here, Mt Gravatt. Obviously, 8 points at half-time. They don't want that lead to stretch out too much. They want to try and arrest some of that and reel them back in. This next 5 minutes is going to be critical to today's outcome.
On a day where heroes are made here in AFL Queensland football, the bounce favoured Goff again. A telling tap, Veering heard the voice, and they'll eventually find centre wing. The kick from Enright found Savage. Savage short to Veering, got a little bit of room to move. As the leads come out, one of those is White, and that's a very good kick.
Very smart, just directed him to where he wanted him to be then.
50 out from goal on an acute angle, fancies his chances, he goes to the teeth of goal, it holds up in the breeze. Tomlinson, a mark, free kick, call it what you like, he's got the ball. And he uses Kinch. Kinch in the back pocket. Handball. They're under a little bit of pressure here. But eventually they take stock. Not the best one. Look for Goff. In there, Kimball. Handball to Lillico, and they're away again off half-back.
Lillico swings it into the middle. The mark's been taken by Shelton. Paul Shelton gets it on quickly. He'll get it back. And now he'll wheel around, do the 360, straighten up and go with a long, long ball. AB's in the box seat. Should mark. 1, 2, grabs Logan, round the body, it's another one. Margins out to 18.
That's what he's in the side for, Logan. He kicks plenty of those goals, and he's a specialist at it. One thing that's worrying me with a few things is just the one hand again. You know, they're lucky that they've actually got a goal out of it. Bringing it out of the back line, that kick from Tomlinson to Goff, and he just went up one hand. You just cannot do that in grand finals.
Has played all but 2 games this season. Matt Logan has his first on the board, I believe, Snake.
Yeah, that becomes the 12th goal kicker of the game. They're all singles to Morningside. Rootsy, Lillico, Holman, Muggovan, Kimball, Nash, Aby and Logan.
Kicked a season high 7 in round 17 against the Brisbane Lions. Ball back in the middle. Favoured head. Spencer off a wing. Uses the ball well on most occasions. Kick partly smothered. Yoshura gets it towards half forward. Gilliland was the
throw.
Target down there. Now the turnover. Kimball running through the pack. He arches himself and kicks towards full forward. Lucy caught underneath it. Couldn't quite mark. Good work there by Tarrant. And the umpire lets it go on. Well, the umpires were looking at each other.
Yep.
They weren't sure who was in
know
charge.
who was calling a cab? Riddler.
18 points to margin. Matt Ridley, Brad Fisher and Brad Baker here in commentary. 8.5 minutes gone. Ball goes up, ball goes down just as quick. Holman, handball. Lucy, they're running in numbers. Looking there for Logan off the boot. Really, over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Really hurting them in stoppages at the moment. And the clearances, they're really starting to dominate in the middle.
Yeah, they're extracting him from those clearances, and they've really got to lock that down and just go man on man.
You can feel the game just opening up a little bit here for the Panthers. Ball comes in front of a big crowd out there on the hill. Good work there by Head. Gross. Touched off the boot again. Lake into space. Spencer runs onto it. He gets there first. Now they're running in numbers. That was better. Scott looks for Smuer. A little bit of a push. Umpire says push. Free kick. Smuer.
I'm not sure whether I subscribe to that at all. I reckon he was out muscled and then just took a fall.
Spencer taking on his opposite number in Connell. Smuer. And it's close to the boundary line. Kept in play. Morrison in shirt number 55. They take stock, back pedal, good kick from Spencer to Scott, has to hurry, the lead came out, not the best of kicks. Dosser under immense pressure. Good work there by Lillico. Handball over the top to Connell, in turn inboard to Goff. Now they'll work it out of trouble. Gibson, look out. Handball. They need to get out of this trouble here, they're in. Price, Goff, you're beset upon. What's happening? The ball's still in play. Is that not prior opportunity?
No, good decision.
There's no black or white there. It's either ball or holding the man.
That's what I thought.
So it's gone up a cog, and a very, very important few minutes. Umpires picked out a free kick for holding the man. There's going to be a free kick, and it's going to Gilliland. And he's got it right in front of the light tower, but he's actually a mile out from there. He's 55 metres out. So he's got it. And he's right on the boundary line, and he's missed to the near side. It's working back. It's a behind. So the margin's back to 17. Thanks to that behind. The margin's 17 points. We're 10 minutes gone, third turn.
We await the kick in now. Tomlinson with the duties. Pops it up to himself. Then kicks a long ball, a very long ball. Clark the target. This time he pays the mark. That was Lake to Pratt. Over the top, Gilliland. That was better. Swings it out wider, veering from 55, pops it up to the teeth of goal. White with the sets. White, 2 bites, couldn't mark. Good work there by Kinch. Having a big quarter. Lillico, Kinch. Oh, Pratt came in. The turnover. Scott and Savage. Scott's dinky little handball put Gilliland under pressure. Yoshura, whistle on play. High tackle. Well,
he's picked that out of a cornflake box.
the umpire not officiating on the spot. McKenzie in the forward zone.
Had a good view, though.
It's a free kick to Kinch for a high over-the-shoulder tackle.
So Kinch, the kick's an absolutely terrible head. Was a Scheisenhauser. Now Gilliland to Scott. Should load up from 55 out. They need a goal. Off the boot. Now he needs it to bounce. Oh, it has! Ejaz Ahmed again. He's having a factor. Ejaz.
That was a wicked googly.
And he got the bounce. And the margin is back to 11 points. Well, I was going to say, boys, that the next 5 minutes was going to be very important. The game's right on the line now, and they definitely needed that one.
Well, sometimes you make your own luck. And they just kept surging the ball forward. And luck's a fortune there. And it is a grand final. Anything can happen.
12 minutes gone, third term, and it's 5:10:40 to 8:3:51. Margin 11. Scott has his first.
Ball back in the middle. The first goal for the Vultures since the 19-minute mark of the second term. Bang goes the football. Head and Goff. Goff again winning that one. 4 came off his line. Hamill. Nobody getting a clean possession out. Upton hacked it forward. Veering likewise for their respective sides. But Clark, he was onto the job first and now finds Logan.
Poor checking there by Veering. Veering just chased his own footy there and wasn't mindful to get back on his opponent. It could hurt him on the flip side.
In front of a very big crowd here at Giffen Park, Cooperoo.
One of the biggest in recent years, Riddler.
Witnessing a very tight contest. 51 plays 40, margin 11 points. Logan coming in to kick his second for the quarter from 48 metres across the face of goal.
Out in the
well across the face of goal. Minor score. The umpire tapping his pectoral muscle and says that's a minor. The margin 18 points, Fish.
Yeah, look, Mt Gravatt worked hard to get back in and arrest some respect, I suppose, and get themselves back in this game. But as I said, this quarter is very important.
Just correcting myself there. The margin is 12 points as the kick came in. 2-on-1 there for the Vultures. They still couldn't win out. Kimball looking for Millico. And it's over the boundary line and out of bounds now.
I'll liaise to see whether Margavan got a hand on it.
They must be practicing the Gary Ablett one-handers down at Panther Park.
Senior umpire in the middle, umpire Ryan, was in a better spot to witness the touching of the ball than the boundary umpire. And it's a boundary throw-in. Deep in attack. Well, this could be a set play. AB over the top. Savage poaching an egg. Eventually, the ball gets wrestled out. They go at it again. Savage tumbles the ball. Morrison leading the race here in front of, well, Gibson, and then just whacked it onto the boot.
Interesting decision.
And now Gibson leading the race here, and he should get it. What will he do with it? Back pedals, hasn't got much on offer. Handball to Clark. Under a little bit of pressure out there, back to Gibson. Gee, a turnover here would be good for the Vultures. Kept in play, and now a hacking sort of kick, an up and under. That'll bring snow on it. It's over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Peter Labby just had to work harder then. He really had to get in and support Morrison. I just think he could have pushed harder then and did a little bit more for his side.
He's doing 40 in a 60 zone, no doubt about that. You can just crank it up. No, nothing against going the speed limit. You only get booked if you go over the speed limit. The ball now, Veering. He was dispossessed. Should have been a free kick for mine. And the umpire will come in and he'll bounce it again. What would you do if you're Mt Gravatt? Would you make a change? Would you put Veering on the ball, Fish?
No, I think Veering's fine back there. I'd like to see them what they're doing. They're pushing Smuho back and pushing Morrison further up the ground. I think Dawson needs to get himself into play. He's their captain.
Yep, he's at the
He
moment.
needs to get himself into the game.
Ball again out of play on the wing, but Mt Gravatt would have to be happy at where the scoreboard sits. They trail by 12 points, and again, time's ticking away. Low-scoring affair. Giffen Park, 15 and a half gone. Third term, margin and even 2 goals. Head and Goff. There's been a push out. And Goff with the height advantage got a nudge. He'll take a free kick on centre wing. It's a handball.
Mt Gravatt to be careful of Brown here just coming on. Could be an option.
Clark gave it to Holman, and then his kick again out of play. So scrubby football the last 5 minutes.
Well, you're right, Fish. Brown has wandered on the ground, and he's still loose in the forward pocket. Eventually, Gross gets to him, folks. We're 16 minutes gone. Third quarter.
It's tense. It's tense at the moment, Riddler.
Known as the Premiership quarter. Margin 12 points. Ball comes spinning into play. Head. Gilliland. Savage. Had to get his kick away quickly. That's
Great
a nice kick. Labby has to mark. He has dropped another one. That could be a big turnover. Not having the best of days, Peter Labby.
He's being a passenger at best at the moment.
Tomlinson. Shelton. A turnover again. This is Enright. Can Gilliland have it sit for him? He does. Dispossessed. Smuer, likewise. Connell bursting through. Handball. Savage and Lake were looking at each other. Brown. Kimball. Can he get away? He can. Handball to 4. He lost the run of it. Loose footy again. Savage.
Come on, Labby.
Cairns.
Gonna mark this one, son.
Labby. Well, it took him 2 goes at it.
He just looks a bit indecisive, doesn't he?
Good kick, though.
Very good kick. He opens up. It is Scott. Kick one in similar fashion earlier on in the term. Now Gilliland. He asked him to stop. Dosser leads for him.
We've got to wrap him that time. He had 2 goes at the cherry, but he then to back and find the free man in the centre. That was better from the young boy.
He just doesn't look clean or confident within. Maybe he's just lacking a little bit of confidence, but he's got to back his ability. He's made the grand final team for his club, so he's got to be in reasonable form.
He's got talent, there's no doubt, and that time it was a better decision, Riddler.
This is a very big,
need this goal.
Big kick, 18-minute mark, third term. The Grogan medalist himself, Nathan Gilliland,
got off the
comes
boot.
in. Has it got the distance? It hasn't. Touched on the line. Margin now 11 points, 52 plays 41.
1 goal, 4 for the quarter. They've peppered the sticks, but they're unable to get a second goal for the quarter. And since the 19-minute mark, well, since the second minute mark of the second quarter, they've only managed to kick 2 goals, Mt Gravatt. And they really need one at the moment. They're in striking distance, that is, 11 points down. As the ball now, long towards centre wing, and Hamill has got time, and he's got an option in veering. Yeah, he's going to go further back though, Fish. He'll go to Cairns, and Cairns will go to wing. He'll find Lake, and Lake's got time, and with a bounce, he hasn't really got anything on here. He's going to have to go very short, and there was no one home. White had led too early.
Well, he hadn't led too early, just to correct you. He ran him out of position. Lake should have got rid of the ball earlier.
Lucy's got it, and he's on half-back. Lucy now, the former Zilmere Eagles player, long to Logan, who's been promising and takes a nice mark in front of Enright on half-forward. And now he's going to play on, and he should be called to play on. He's run right off his mark, and eventually a long left-footed kick will go towards Aby, and Gross is there, and Aby up with a one hand again. Someone's got to tell the boy to mark with 2 hands. Now Gilliland, and Gilliland's got time, and with 2 bounces, he shows his class, and he can use the football. Dosser on half-back, back, and they'll muck around with it to Lake. Was it back there getting the football? Who was that down there?
Gilliland again, I think.
Gilliland, and it's a boundary throw on. Riddler? Here's the Riddler, the voice of AFLQ football.
Thank you very much. 20 minutes gone, third term. You haven't lost it. 52 to 41, margin 11 points. Smill with the third man up. Scott. Pratt trying to burst his way through. Lucy with the run of it. Did well.
How big's the next goal right here?
Goff, Brown.
Ball.
Wrapped up in a ball end all. Lucy a quick kick. Now Muggavan's in the van. Ran under him. Tumbling ball. Minor score.
Yeah, look, this clearance here out of this is crucial. They've got the run on quick. He's got some run push, you sure, but he goes longer to veering. Get it moving on.
Very good kick, that one, Fish.
Morrison working hard for him.
53 plays 41. The margin 12 points. Morrison, nice mark.
Geez, he's clean, isn't he?
Good work there by Gibson.
Gibson's been one of their best, I reckon, for Morningside.
He worked his guts out there, Morrison. He ran 50 metres for that pass.
He gets Gross. Veering's asking for it. Not a lot of players moving for him. Eventually, he takes it on his own free will and kicks a long ball towards the forward 50. Smill was in the van. Just had to do a little bit more work against Connell. He'll have a go at it now, Connell. The handball was smothered. Cadzo trying to get out of trouble. Jamison on all fours. Oh, gee, what about the high tackle there? Play on the call. Lillico now. And Lillico will square things up to Clark.
So Clark, he's got it at the true centre half-back position. The run's died out of the game at the moment. Clark, he's going to bring it out to Price, and Price has got it in front of Larby. So Price, the margin is 2 goals. Ticked in a time on. Back to Lillico. Again, they go the switch. Back out to Clark. And now Clark in towards Kinch, and Kinch wheels around into the centre. Upton takes a bounce.
Why didn't he tackle him? Why did he lay a bump on? Why didn't he tackle him?
He should have. And now the ball ends up with Kimball. And Kimball, a long shot at goal. He's offline, misses to the right. That could have been costly.
You are not brought up in footy to just try and bump somebody off the footy.
It's on here on centre wing. Pratt and Gibson. It's on. Now there's the play will go on. I won't talk about what I saw because...
what did you see?
Well, I saw Pratt throwing a couple of haymakers and then Gibson trying to wind up, but this is Kinch. Kinch has the football from 48 metres. This is a big kick on the context of the game. It has missed. It has missed 8-6. 54 to 5-11, 41.
Yeah, Shelton coming into a lender hand. Maybe you should try and concentrate and getting his hands on the footy.
Next goal is so important, Riddler. Ball in the back pocket. They can't put them away, the Panthers. They've been the team to beat all year, and at the moment they're in front. They're only by 13 points. Most expected today, the Panthers to win easy. But Mt Gravatt up until now, have challenged them. They've been right with them. Jamison on half-back. Long ball to centre wing. Head will fly from the side. Goff's at the back. Now the ball back with Clark, and Clark can bring it into the middle, and they've got the run here. Shelton to Lillico, and they're away. This is a better setup. Can he hit a target? He goes long to a one-on-one. It's going to run on. Don't tell me. Oh, it's gone 150 metres. Has it hit the post? It has. Gee, that would have been amazing.
Oh.
So quick king in from Gross. Labby again doing 40 in a 60 zone. You've got to get to the football, my friend. 4, very nice handball. Kimball, the intensity has popped up again the last 5 minutes. Kinch trying to burst through. Lake just trying to hack it out of the defensive zone for the time being.
Well done.
Spencer did well. Cadzo now releases Spencer. Just a quick update on the score. 56 plays 41. The margin is 15 points. Now they swing it to the broadcast side. This is Dosser. Has nothing to kick to here, Fish. Has to go inboard. He does that. Yoshua marks.
Just
He's
go long.
told to play
Darryl
on.
White.
White in the pocket. He can mark. No, runs himself underneath it. This is Smuer. Onto the right boot. Well, he kicked it inside out.
You're born with a left foot, son. Use it.
That's it.
Tumbling ball. And that's a big win for the Panthers. The Vultures needed a goal.
I've
Now
got
the kick
this.
Came out.
Oh.
Hang on.
Almost touch it.
You can smell the leather.
It's over the boundary line and out of bounds. The margin 15 points. And look at that clock, gentlemen. 24 minutes in third term.
Yeah, they've got a lock down here, and Mt Gravatt need a quick goal.
So this is right on the line at the moment. Boundary throw in, head, Goff, Goff, head. Oh, I couldn't give it to either. And now Cadzo, do something, son. He got a handball out to Scott, and Scott trying to beat 2. Jamison was there, and so too Goff, and the ball went over the boundary line and out of play. What's the margin? It's 15 points, Riddler, is it?
Certainly is. Boundary throw in. The boundary umpire just calling the leg by.
Cadzo going to get first purchase here.
Tapped them now. Heads in the box seat. Could have probably grabbed it out. Savage, Jamison playing for the free kick. Holman will get the free kick. High tackle.
That's his third or fourth high tackle there, Head. He's just a little bit too reckless and probably got to get his big arms down because it's costly to the side.
Holman has it. Was busy in the first term. Kick towards the pocket. Mugovan, couple to beat. He beat both of them. And now the loose player. This is Logan. This could be telling. A kick on goal. Why didn't he straighten up?
Made a meal of that.
Players are underneath it. Oh, there's a free kick. The umpire has plucked out a free kick. The Panthers will get it. Can Aby with the free kick. He's only 15 out from goal.
Yeah, look, Sean Mugovan just kept his feet and really good smarts to keep it in low and get it to Logan. He just really need to finish off there, Logan. But look, Morningside have got a free kick. They're the beneficiary of it, and hopefully go back and put their 9th on the board.
Well, 15 points the margin. This will kick it out to 21 to be the only player on the field with multiple goals. Ken Aby for his second. Listen to the crowd. He's got it. He likes the celebrations. The goal umpire, yes, it's a goal. The margin now out to 21 points. It'll be 9-8-62 to 5-11-41. Fish, do you think that the game is on the line right now?
I think it is for sure as we see Morrison coming on for Smuha. Morrison, he needs to get in there and get his hands on the footy because he's a great user of the footy. He needs to inject himself into the game a little bit. Don't discount Mt Gravatt. We discounted them last week. I sung like a fat lady. At the end of the third quarter, they came back. It is within their capabilities.
That's right. 21 points the margin now. Ball back in the middle. Matt Ridley, Brad Baker, and Brad Fisher here in commentary witnessing an arm wrestle. This is Head. Now Cairns. A kick towards centre wing. White will get there on the bounce. He's got Gibson to beat. Gibson was good. I like his work today, Ben Gibson.
Yeah, he's been probably their best. He's just read the footy beautifully down there. And the margin, as you mentioned, 21 points, and we're getting deep into this third term. Another one that hurt the Vultures here, but as Fish mentioned, they came from some 5 goals behind last week and won by 4 at three-quarter time. Veering. Jamison. And now back to Gilliland, who's gone without the footy.
Got to keep his feet.
Holman. Oh, was that front on contact?
Doesn't mind it, does he, Pratt?
Yeah, he's hard at it.
He absolutely loves it.
White now to Shearer, being quiet. Can sweep a handball to Veering. Now they've got the numbers here. Veering's got to find a target. He puts it out in front of Morrison, and the race is on. Morrow, bend down, son, pick it up. He couldn't.
The
That was
war
well
horse
done
is tired.
by Brett Connolly. Stood his feet, but the kick, it's offline and Dosser. They need a goal. They need to get some run, and that kick's not what they need. Clark. Now Labby takes a bounce. He takes two. He's got a lead. He's going to keep running. He's had about 4 bounces.
Morrison.
He sweeps the handball to Morrow. Back to Labby. He needs a goal. It's a tough kick from here. He wheels it back. It'll land in the goal square. Oh, nice mark. That's Gibson again. Right on 3/4 time. He has been one of the best, Ben Gibson. Umpire blows the siren, Riddler. It's a 21-point lead to the Panthers.
Well, 3/4 time here. Do not go anywhere, though. We saw the Vultures do it last week against the Southport Sharks. Fish, do you think there's some life in the old dog left?
I do. I'm not going to write them off, but wasn't that Leo Barry-ish, if ever I've seen one. Close to the 3/4 time siren. And Mt Gravatt, what they need to do is get, obviously, which is blatantly obvious, get a couple of quick ones early and just get that confidence rolling.
21 points the margin here at Giffen Park. Do not go anywhere. I think we've got the close one. It's 3/4 time here in the AFL Queensland Velocity Sports Cup Grand Final. To get underway, umpire McKenzie holds the ball aloft, and there is the siren. 21 points the margin. Head to do battle with Goff. The breeze was, or has been, swirly throughout the day. It just seems to have died down in the last couple of minutes. The Panthers, they'll go forward early. Getting back though, veering. Now Scott under pressure. Savage. Heard a voice in Lake. He gets him now. Good little start here by the Vultures. Some nice clean possessions. This is Lake from centre wing. Pumps it towards full forward. Labby in the box seat. Couldn't mark. Off hands. Morrison tried to take possession. Gilliland did so. And then he got a high tackle.
Nathan Gilliland just put himself in the box seat there, Riddler. Fantastic spot. You taught as a kid front and square. It's an old cliche, but it's the only spot to be in forward. And he's got Alistair Nash providing quite a heavy tag on him, but he'll break away. He's got a huge tank, and he's a goal kicker. So hopefully he will finish off with a goal and get Mt Gravatt straight back in this game.
So the margin is 21 points. This will make it 15 if he kicks truly. It's a started approach. It's a straight kick. The crowd likes it. So does the goal umpire. That's a goal. That's the first of a couple that we touched on.
Yeah, that's right. And he's very important. He's smart, and he was never going to miss that. He's a true professional. The way he prepares himself, he's a reigning Grogan medalist and a fantastic player. Well,
at 3/4 time in the preliminary final last week, Southport led the Vultures by as much as 24 points. It was 21 points here today. And you just feel as though you cannot write them off. It doesn't matter how many players are on the field, fit ones or not, they will keep coming.
I'll keep coming at you, Ridley. You're exactly right, mate.
So Gilliland with his first.
So Head and Goff. It's been a good battle in the ruck. There's a little free kick. Players hit the footy hard. It's in the centre. Umpire Ryan, he'll do it again. So it's important now they can string a couple together.
Yeah, very important. They've just got to get some continuity within their game and just keep the ball moving forward. It's not going to be always something as Morningside win this free kick. Will go to the captain Goff.
Goff to Lillico. It's been a touch quiet. Obviously copped a heavy hit in the opening term to Lucy, who's been pushed forward, and that kick not the best. It'll sit up at centre half forward, and AB flies. He can't mark, and Gross just possessed of the footy. And now it's to be won. A true centre half forward, and Head have a little handball to Doss, who was under pressure, and his handball was to nobody. Brown was in there, and Gross, and now Goff. He's lying top of the footy. He has to knock it out. Who can gather this footy and win the clearance here? Scott was brought down. Should have been a free kick. Wasn't paid. And Kinch on the left foot has spotted up a loose player inside 50. Luck was a fortune. Holman's marked at centre half foot, but it should have been a free kick to Scott on half back.
Yeah, disgraceful umpiring decision there. Holman's got the footy in his hands. Just a little bit of loose checking there by Savage. And as we see the Morningside bench urging on their side. But Holman, he came up with a bit of a limp. I reckon this will be too far for his journey.
Yeah, I agree. He'll kick from right on the 50, left foot. And he gives it a hook. It works its way back. AB went early. It's a minor score. The margin's out to 16 points.
Yes, an interesting matchup. Even Mugovan looks like he's got a little bit of a limp. They really need to get this ball clean possession out and then go into the second phase His big Gross's booming left foot.
Go straight down the middle here, Fish. Now, nobody really wanting the football. Tomlinson did. Then his Wormburner kick. Couldn't find Lucy. It's off his chest. Rootsy came in, tried to beat a couple. Umpire says no prior opportunity. It's my ball.
Well, where do you sit on that one?
Yeah, that's all right.
Don't say on the fence.
Ball goes up. White, handball. Spencer, he's been good. The inclusion today. Lake, how does it sit for Cairns? It sits nicely, and he runs his full quota, kicks towards full forward. Morrison!
Wow.
That's their best build-up all day.
It has been. It was clean and it was intent. Morrison, well, as a commentator, I'm sitting here thinking, is this deja vu? Because he had a huge last quarter last week, Shane Morrison, and took a really good mark now. Go back and convert, Shane.
Kicked the second goal for the Vultures of the match, and he's kicked the second goal of this quarter. He salutes truly. That's another one. They've kicked the first two of this quarter, and Fish, the margin is now 10 points.
Oh, yes, you're right on the maths there, Riddler, but Gibson has had a fantastic game on him, and Shane's done some important things and some smart things, but Morrison cannot just rest on his laurels now and go, rightio, I've beaten him for 3 quarters. He needs to follow up his hard work and his good work and clamp him down. But Shane Morrison, he did it last week. Can he do it this week?
At the 6-minute mark of the final quarter, 9:9:63 plays 7:11:53.
Ball in the centre. They need to stand up now, the Panthers. They've been the side to beat all year. They're fresh. They've had the week off. They've got no injuries out there. Mt Gravatt are down on their feet, and the margin is only 10 points. And they really need to put their hand up. But at the moment, it's Mt Gravatt with the run. And off half-back, Cairns found Spencer, who found his teammate in Savage. That handball, not the best from Savage. Good tackle coming in off half-back. Umpire's letting it go on this final term, and now Goff gets it across, and Shelton sweeps a long ball out to Price, and he's got time. He got away from White, and now the kick has to be good. Tarrant and McGovern, it's been a good battle, been an even battle down there. This boy's been good off half-back. Kansas Shearer had to put his head over it. Now he's got to get it out. He's going to be pinged. He should be gone. That should have been holding the football.
That is a let-off, and he's got to be taught to keep his feet. He does it too often.
Well, the umpires are certainly letting it go. They're not paying too many free kicks. His head wins it down. And Bonnie and Yashira, but Bonnie won out. The kick not good. And Tarrant marks at half-back.
He does in his defensive 50. We have been travelling 7 minutes in. Margin 10 points. Tarrant out wide to Gross. I just had to backpedal a little bit there in front of a vocal crowd out there at the bar. Tumbling ball. Scott and Clark. Who wants to win it the most? Scott does. Treads a little bit of water. Over the top, the running Gilliland stretched. And now uses the left boot. Don't like that decision. Pratt, free kick. Well, the top of the arms. Umpire says it'll be Pratt's ball.
Yes,
Fish.
it's Pratt's footy, but Gavin Gross is an interesting conveyance, isn't he, Riddler? And I just think he could be a key to push up forward as well.
Pratt finds Savage. Savage a shot at 50. Morrison again from the back, tumbles over the boundary line and out of bounds. You just want the Vultures to reset and then refire.
Well, they've got the momentum their way, haven't they, Snake, really? They've come out to play in this 4th quarter.
Yep, they're playing on passion and spirit at the moment. They're tired, there's no doubt about that, but the margin's only 10, and another goal here. They'll have the crowd right behind them. Yashira. Kick didn't go, 15. It'll be play on now. White, handball. Larby, can he pick it up?
Fumble.
Oh, he fumbled it.
A free kick.
It's a free kick off the ball, Riddler.
No, it's a push in the back.
Pick that like a dirty nose, Riddler.
It's a free kick for a push in the back. Yoshura will get the free kick. Just some lazy work there by 4.
Well, Brad Fisher picked it like a dirty nose here 6 minutes ago.
Well, I'll tell you what, Peter Larby, as good as he can be, he is a lazy footballer. A couple of his efforts have just been a really
What's
lackluster.
this bloke like a kick? Can he kick straight?
Looks like it.
He's got it.
Straight through the middle.
The Japanese cyclist Yashira.
We have got a game, ladies and gentlemen. Do not leave your screens here.
Oh, I can't believe this. They're within 4 points, boys. And Fish, they came from 24 down last week to win by 4 goals. And at the moment, we're only 9 minutes in, and they kicked 3 goals in this term already.
Yeah, no, they're definitely keeping stock here, Mt Gravatt, and playing with a side that has belief and intent and a genuine hunger for this premiership. that we're all here witnessing.
Well, at quarter time, it was all tied up. The Panthers led by 8 points at halftime and then again by 21 points at three-quarter time. That margin has been chopped down to 4 points. Cadzo in the middle now. Lake, did he catch one high? Play on. He tries to win the battle again. He goes in and under.
Just harder at it at the moment, aren't they?
They are. They want the ball more. Eddie, do you see that as a proposition to push Gross up the field with his booming, with this breeze?
They did last week.
The ruckman, they wrestle for it. Lake wins it again. Didn't get an effective handball out. Kimball was good. And now the Panthers go back inside 50. Muggovan from the side couldn't mark. Lucy Roves. How will it bounce? It bounces nicely. The shot on goal. It's a beauty. An absolute ripper.
Well, they're bringing the party bag out. No one in their right mind would have given him any chance at that, but obviously the textbook thing is to bring it into the teeth of square. But he had enough confidence and there was nothing there, and he ran the gamble. And well, sometimes gambles, I've been told, you never go broke back in winners. And the big fella kicked a winner.
They needed to stop the rot there with the Vultures kicking the first 3 goals of the term. Lucy coming back with a nice answer. Look at that scoreboard. It is back to a 10-point lead.
Goff wins it down. They answer the challenge momentarily here from the Vultures, but Gilliland lies over the footy. You've got to be careful.
Yep. He was pushed there, Gilliland. There's no prior opportunity there. You're right, just the old little elbow there, Snake.
So umpire Cronk to throw it up. Shearer. Cadzo's in there. Umpires letting it go in this final term. And again, they'll throw it up. So we saw a little challenge here from Mt Gravatt with 3 goals in 9 minutes. Morningside have just kept them at bay in the last couple of minutes with a goal of their own, and now a chance.
Great tackle.
Great tackle. Yeah, brilliantly.
That wins your games at footy, Snake.
By Cairns.
Efforts like that.
Running down for that time, and Cairns now with the left boot. Well, they've got a loose player here, Enright. Oh, can he keep his feet? He just got pushed off it by Goff. And now Kinch with a little dinky kick to Bonnie, and Bonnie on half forward. Unloads. Aby's in the front spot. Gross. 1-2. Will it be paid a mark to Aby? Play on the call. 35 metres out from goal. Mt Gravatt clear. Interesting ball. Who will win
Another
it out?
fumble, Enright.
Yep. Needs to put his hands over the football and gather it cleanly to centre half
Good
forward. This is a
effort.
big ball. Who can win this one? Hamill, being quiet. Left foot kick to half forward. They need a mark. Oh, coming through. Over the top there, Savage. Now, he goes in again. Got a handball out. Coming through now. Oh, Enright. Try to get it going. But well done. Well done by the Panthers. And this boy's been pretty good today, Tomlinson. And he clears, but he's kicked Scheisenhausen.
Only as far as Dosser for the Vultures, who goes in board. Needs to be clean.
Sniffy kick there.
Wasn't clean. Lake, Yoshura, very, very nonchalant to Spencer.
Good
now
kick.
to Morrison. It's within his range.
Go back.
Morrison is
shot.
marked.
He's got
Gilliland.
Gilliland in the pocket. Good spotting up, Fish. Gilliland marks, and he needs to have a shot.
Yep, look, that was smart play there by Morrison. He just summed up the situation. We had Big Smoo taking his player out of the play and then just opened a funnel, if you like, for Gilliland to run into as the umpire tells him to bring the ball back.
good kick by Spencer too.
Yep, fantastic
Morrison.
hit up.
I think Mitch Enright can breathe a sigh of relief after a couple of fumbles there in the defensive half, but this is Gilliland, the Grogan medalist, voted by the umpires to be the best of the season for goal number 2. He's usually a good kick of the ball.
With a breeze.
The breeze just getting that one, margin 9 points.
He's kicked one in this final term. Looking for his second and noted goal kicker throughout the season. I think he's averaged 2 to 3 goals a game.
That build-up, though, was good, wasn't it? From a couple of fumbles and then cleaned it up and then brought it into that funnel very well.
1 goal 4 now today for Gilliland. As the Panthers to bring it back and go off the target. Shearer got pretty high there and brought it down the ground. Jamison's had a dirty
Went
day.
in the back.
Should have got a free kick, though. And the umpire's going to ball it up there.
I think
we
we
played
found
free kicks in this last
umpire
quarter.
McKenzie napping there a little bit because that was as blatant as a dunny in the paddock.
Cadzo, third man up, gains 10 or 15 metres and knocks it inside attacking 50. Kinch had a good start to the game, died out a little bit, but it's been a ball winner today. And the ball's out of play, margin, still 9 points the difference.
They've just got a player back here, a kick from the play. Scott just lurking in the middle. If they get it there, there could be a quick switch.
Kick behind the play, yep.
They win it out though, Lilico. And now they can switch the play.
Oh!
Good
That
hit.
was a good
Oh,
contest.
that's not a free kick! That is totally the wrong decision.
Not happy with that one, Riddler?
Both players were going at the ball.
Thank you very
the
much, Matt
devil's
Ridley.
advocate up here for the umpires.
Nash to Lillico, and here they go. They look promising here. Lillico's got a loose man, Holman. He can load up, or can go inside 50. Oh, he could have got it to
That's
Bonnie.
really bad checking there.
Yeah,
You cannot. He had as much time as he wanted there.
Holman should have played on, though. He could have gone to Bonnie, or he could have unloaded, and now he's called to play on, and now he's just popped it up. Mugovan, oh, was he manhandled? No. Goff, this will work back with the breeze. But it won't come back enough. It's a minor score, margin 10 points.
We wait the kick in. Scott doing the duties, gets Gross. Now Cadzo's free here.
He's got to play on, though.
He goes there now. Let's look forward. He hasn't got a lot to kick to. Takes himself on, and he can run a little further if he wants. Goes to Smua, off his chest over the boundary line, out of bounds.
Yes. We'll just see Ryan Head deck Jacob Goff there behind play, but the umpires saying nothing doing. They've really got to get the ball moving quickly, Riddler.
We await the throw in now. 14 minutes gone. Smua, the third man up. In there, Kimball did well. Bonnie kicks towards full forward. A very good lead from Mugovan. Should mark. G. Tarrant was good.
Oh,
and then
well
he won
done.
the football.
Well done, son.
Hasn't got much
Get
to
rid
kick
of it.
to here. Touched off the boot. Head. And now Cairns. Handball. I like this build-up. Lake. Handball. This is Dosser, the captain, for a captain goal. Tumbles forward. Morrison wants the free kick. Gilliland wants a shot on goal.
Oh, what a save.
Beautiful stuff there by Gibson. It's not through yet. Smua gets back. He has an airy. Play on the call. Now the Panthers under pressure. Here's the loose footy. Jamison in the pocket. Squeezes it. Morrow, man to White. Darryl White, is he the saviour? No, hit the post.
Just too lackadaisical. There's no urgency there.
16 minutes final term. Oh, we got a thrilling finish. What about Gibson, the save on the goal line
What
fish?
about the effort from Tarrant here?
Yep, some brilliant plays there, and that's what we need. Someone's going to stand up and win this game for their side. As Lillico's got it in the back pocket, margin is 10 points. And you just feel that Mt Gravatt are going to keep coming. The Panthers would have to kick another goal to win, I feel. At the moment, there's not much doing on the last line of defence. Price goes short. And they work it around about 10 metres into the back pocket.
They're just using the zone here, the Vultures. They're not really going man on man. They're just still zoning up.
Brown back there, I think. Long ball. Smua flies from behind. There's no one down.
Got to be talk there, boys. They've just
4. Long high ball to half forward. This is an interesting contest. The Vultures need to stand up. Panthers have got the numbers. Bonnie, it's going to come off. AB's marked. They just had the numbers around the contest. AB will go back. He'll line up from number 3, 35 metres out on a slight angle.
Well, on 2 occasions there, Fish, there was 2 players up for the Vultures doing the spoil, and they left a player free for the Panthers.
Yeah, well, they just impact the contest and they fall over like 10 pins, and Morningside run away with it.
This could be a big goal, this one, Snake.
Just about the match winner, I would feel. Ticked on 18 minutes. Kent AB for his 3rd today. 30 metres out. And the margin is out to 15 points. Kent AB's got 3, all in the second half. And that makes it very tough now for Mt Gravatt.
Yeah, he had little impact in the first half, Ken Aby, but he started to present a little bit more and run harder for the footy and just being the benefactor of some smart work. I mean, Bonnie just didn't blaze away then, just chipped it over, saw him sitting in a hole. The Mt Gravatt didn't decide to plug, and we're away.
You can't write them off, though, gentlemen. 19-minute mark, final term. They need to kick 3 goals in 10 minutes, and they did it in the first 10 minutes of the quarter. Ball back in the middle. Head and Goff. There's been a cliffhanger, that battle all day. Goff winning that one. Bonnie have the floodgates open. AB couldn't quite keep his feet. Gross did well.
Well, they just got to play on at all costs here, don't they? And just go for broke.
It's almost roll of the dice stuff. Head, he's in the box seat against Holman. He marks. What's he got to kick to? Smua leads for him now. He goes into Moore's direction. It's got good weight.
Nice
It's a
kick.
mark.
Get up.
Should go handball over the top here to Hamill, and that could be away. Got to move it quicker.
Labby not doing enough down there at half forward.
No.
He goes over his head. Getting back Cadzo, front and square. That's where Labby needed to be. Rootsy was there instead. Shelton, Tomlinson, he's been good. Nash, it missed him. Holman squeezes it. Clark, here's the build-up again. Labby that time putting a hand in like a pest. Clark did well. Rootsy uses the ball pretty well on most occasions. That's got too much on it, and that's almost 50.
They're not consistent enough.
And this is Tarrant for the Vultures.
Carving him up through the middle at the moment, though. Panthers have got all the run, and you suggest they should have. They have held this challenge at bay. Mt Gravatt kicked 3 goals in the first 9 minutes, but the Panthers are now settled with 2 goals of their own, the margin back to 15, and they look the winners at this stage. They're sharing it around, taking some time off the clock, and this is not a bad idea. Price at half-back.
I've just got to say, Snake, you've got to go man on man now. Otherwise, they'll be milking minutes, and that's big minutes at this time of the game.
Yep, there would only
Who's
be
on Price here?
there'd only be probably 10 minutes remaining. We're ticking on 20 minutes. We've just gone into time on.
And Connell's free. They've got
loose players everywhere.
Down.
Yep, Connell and Price, they can raffle it, these two.
So Price again, they need to man up, as the Riddler said. They could go across the ground this time, and Price has got a loose player out in Connell, and they just really doubled their stats that time. Connell, now they've got the loose player. How did he get so free in that 3 minutes of play? Nick Clark. Now Clark down the line. The kick will fall short of its target, maybe, and they'll be happy with an out of play, out of bounds in their left forward pocket at the moment.
Peter Larby's been a passenger all day, I think, Riddler. It's a shame.
Well, when you come into grand finals, it is the bottom 5 that win you the grand finals. And I don't think the bottom 5 have shone for the Vultures.
They certainly have that for the Panthers, and that's why they're in front at the moment. Most suggesting that an easy victory, but Mt Gravatt, to their credit, have been very good. There's the sealer running in. Kimball has kicked his second. And at the 21-minute mark, the Panthers are home.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? It was a fantastic game. Mt Gravatt have fought gallantly. Obviously, 20 minutes in? But, one would suggest that's probably put the final nail in the coffin.
Well, 21 points. Yes, it's out to 21 points. 82 plays 61. It was 21 points at three-quarter time. 3 goals apiece in this final quarter.
Just the fresher legs, Fish, I think, has seen them.
Yeah, you're right.
Get the
Last
extra
week
run.
would have benefited them well.
The floodgates could be opening here as Lilico goes forward again. Dosser with some work to do. Off hands. They try to burrow their way through the Vultures. Stacks on the mill will have a ball up.
Yes, look, I think everyone's gone into relax mode now. I hope they've still got some fight in that tank.
Yeah, run it
see
out.
Goff looks like he's going to be pushing back as a loose man in defence.
Loose footy. Stacks on the mill again. The Mt Gravatt runner getting a little bit excited. You can only have one runner on the field at any given time.
Yeah,
There was 2 out there for a brief moment there, Snake.
well, plenty of messages, Riddler. Tees on the table. There's the ball now out towards half-back. The margin is 21. They fought very hard. The Vultures with a man down. Really does hurt the rotations, but they've kept running all day, and there's going to be some tired boys out there veering. Loads up and kicks to half forward, and Cadzo's the target. Has to beat a couple. You suggest the boundary line would be his best friend, and it is. Ball's out of play. So there is still time, because there's probably 10 minutes to go, but they'd have to kick 4 goals. They need a miracle.
Yep. And look, maybe that miracle is someone getting a double free kick or something like that to save them here.
Now the ball came in. Shelton wanted the boundary line. Pratt wanted the ball. And he hacks it towards half forward. Good work here by Price. He has stood tall down there. So has this man. Ben Gibson, the son of a gun, takes a bounce. He takes another bounce. He can take a third. He'll keep running. Oh, but he's just run into a brick wall.
Well done, though.
He's back. He's dropped it. He's dead set dropped it.
He's spent.
Here's a turnover, veering to the pocket. Gilliland will mark.
Yep.
He needs to get back quickly, and he needs to kick a goal.
He's probably going to cost his side a goal, but I like the way he showed some dash and some purpose, and he's been fantastic
Let's
today.
not let that last effort overshadow what he's done. He's been fantastic today, Ben Gibson, and obviously a candidate for the Joe Grant medal.
Exactly right. Gilliland has kicked 1 today.
He's had a few shots on goals, really. He's kicked
Goodness.
1 goal 4.
If he kicks this, it'll be back to 15 points.
1 goal 5.
Yes, that's pretty lazy. Could have been a different story had they kicked straight. 12, 10, 82. 8. That'll be 8-14 now. 62 margin, 20 points. And that's Kinch. Tried to spot up Price.
Since
Over
quarter
the boundary
time,
line
they
out of bounds. That was Upton seeing it over the boundary
6
line.
goals 12 since quarter time.
We are seeing a very buggered Mt Gravatt unit. Let's not forget it's 29 degrees and has been for the last month. So that extra games of footy is taking its toll.
Goff and Head and Smill with the third man up. Can they get a couple of goals to just tighten this up? Lucy off half back. They've got the run. And Lucy's away and he'll take his second bounce and he'll go long. You would think to Aby, who's on a long lead here. And Lucy heads in that direction. The kick's got too much on Gross, who's a pretty good player.
He's
a
been
good
good today
footballer.
too, Gavin Gross.
I'm just surprised that maybe he didn't go forward or go up onto a wing like he did last week.
Yeah, look, I mean...
But I suppose with Tarrant out, they needed that extra tool.
Yeah, correct. And his attributes allow him, you know, for that to be a possibility.
The ball comes in. 26 minutes gone now. Kinch. Short. Now they run at it. This is for Faure to Kimball for his second of the quarter. The party tricks have opened up and the Panthers will be premiers.
Yes, look, a fantastic finish by Kimball. He's a fantastic user of the footy and 2 very important goals in the last quarter and he's definitely had a good game, Kimball. I like the way he goes about his footy. He's smart, evasive, elusive.
Yeah.
And generally a good user of the footy snake.
That was a good finish, wasn't it? And he's finished off well today.
Yep.
He's kicked some good goals on the run. So that's that now, 26 points. Line punters are getting a bit itchy. There's the ball back in the centre. Goff and Lillico, and they knock it on. Pratt has tried hard today, but he's been injured. And now, who else can join the party? Brown. Wheels it, it's another one.
He just sold the farm there, didn't he?
Oh, that was good.
Gone for all money.
Yep.
Just held it out on a platter and then doubled back and kicked it. Kicked Morningside's 14th goal of the day. 14-10 to 8-14. Now, Mt Gravatt, they've had 22 scoring shots to Morningside 24, so that's a fair indication of where the sides are at. And they may blow this out to a 5 or 6 goal win, but Mt Gravatt have given a much better account of what the scoreboard would suggest, Riddler.
Well, as it is, the Panthers have kicked the last 5 of the match. The margin getting as close as 4 points there at one stage. Could have been 3 points.
I think that was to be expected.
As they're singing their song?
Challenge. They're always going to challenge Mt Gravatt, won't they? They had to challenge. The game was on the line. They kicked the first 3.
Yep.
And like a good side with the break off, with the extra week, they've kicked the last 5, as Riddler just mentioned.
So they'll do it all over again. Margin 32 points. McKenzie throws it up this time. Head. Lillico. Don't go anywhere after the final siren, folks. I'll be getting some on-ground interviews with the heroes of the day. The Panthers, including the coach, John Blair, as Gilliland has a shot on goal. Put that one on the board, Snake.
1 goal 6.
Another minor score.
Has he kicked 1 goal 6?
Yep.
8 goals 15 now against 14 goals 10. So, well, if they had a kick straight, it could have been a different story. We'll have a boundary throw.
1 goal 6 has he got?
He's got 1 goal 6. A couple of those scoring shots were quick snaps out of a pack.
Yep.
He probably should have returned maybe 3 goals.
I remember this a
Out of
very
the 7.
strange. Jared Twitt, former Adelaide Crow player, playing for Sturt in the SNAFL, kicked 6 behinds in a grand final that they eventually lost. So it's costly, isn't it?
It is.
Good players.
Ball comes in again. Head and Lake. Lillico at the base of that.
Some of the better players today, Riddler, for Morningside.
Well, Gibson, as we
Boys.
mentioned, has been okay. I've liked Lucy in this final quarter. He's opened up the wing and he's taken on Cairns, his opponent.
Kinch has been good throughout the day too.
Yep.
Up they go again. There it is! The Panthers are premiers for 2009 in what was a titanic struggle up to the last 10 minutes of the match. The crowd's gone ballistic. They've run from all angles to congratulate the heroes of the day.
Look at Muggavan down there getting absolutely mobbed. He's a cult figure down at Esplin Oval.
It is the scenes that we hope for every year, and they have really taken it on. You've got to remember, in 2008, they had that heartbreaking loss.
Yep.
And now they've turned the tables. And the Panthers with a win. Just recapping quickly, Morningside 14-10-94, the Vultures 8-15-63, the margin 31 points.
And for Morningside, 3 goals to Aby and 3 to Kimball. And singles today to Rootsy, Lillico, Holman, McGovern, Nash, Logan, Lucy and Brown. While for Mt Gravatt, Morrison kicked 2 and singles to White, Spencer, Labby, Scott, Gilliland and Yashira. Margin 31 points. At quarter time, scores were level. At half time, Morningside led by 8. At 3/4 time, Morningside by 22. Then the margin was brought back to just 4 points. But the last 5 goals of the game saw Morningside 14-10-94 run out victors here today by 31 points. 8-15-63. Brad Fisher, how did you see the proceedings today?
Yeah, look, we'll go through some best players. Obviously, Kinch was good for Morningside, as was Bonnie on occasions. Aby came into it in the second half. Holman was pretty consistent. Goff's always reliable. Tomlinson had his patches. David Lillico got absolutely belted and then stayed on in a gutsy performance. For Mt Gravatt, you'd like to think Rory Lake had a fair game. So did Nathan Gilliland. Shane Morrison was in and out. Tommy Tarrant was absolutely fantastic up until he got sent off for the rest of the day. I think they'll probably just rue a couple of their younger players like Yashira, Enright, you know, yeah, your fringe players, Kadzo. They probably just didn't do it. And Larby was very, very lazy as well. So they've got a young list.
They'll get better with age.
And, yeah, come and fight another day next year.
Deserved winners, though. Morningside, they've been the better side all year, the team to beat. And just when the game was on the line there at the 10-minute mark of the last quarter, they showed out, didn't they?
They did. That's never a truer word has been spoken.